Hello and welcome to Dash 28 Live. I'm your host, Mike Adkins. Welcome, everyone. Today we're bringing you another round 4 match from Call to Arms 5, playing Loot. And today we're going to have Tom Annis and Matt G, hey guys, who are currently playing on table 3 of the tournament. So this should be a good, exciting match. Joining me here in the studio, we've got Tom Robinson, John Quayle, and Elliot Marsh. Welcome. Thanks for being here, guys. A little late over in the UK. Thanks for staying up and hanging out with me here. Appreciate it. All right. So
not going anywhere.
You're right. Nowhere to go. Nothing to do. Nowhere to be. Might as well drink and watch Kings of War.
Sounds good.
Without further ado, let's go ahead and dive on into the lists. All right. So this is Matt's Ogres. You guys are playing the full recommended 2,500 points. So Matt, could you walk us through your list, please?
It's pretty one-dimensional because it's ogres, right? I've tried to go with stuff that I would generally bring to a tournament, not do any crazy skew lists. So some Red Goblin Scouts, just to be speed 10 and get in the way of stuff. Some Warrior Chariots for sharpness, because it's funny hitting on 2s and wounding on 2s. Some Boomers, to be rubbish, because he's got stealthy. Some Braves, because Fearless is good, and Wild Charge is better. Some mandatory Siege Breakers, because at this points level you'd be stupid not to, I think, really. With Fury and Staystone, because they're kind of bog standard items for them. And then a bit of shooting in a Warlock with Drain Knife, because it's insanely cheap at 20 points. A BSB with Loot, because more crushing strength is good. A Warlord and a Chariot, because he's great. Puzzler and Madfall, because I never leave home without him. And Nomagorok, because he's quite cool as well.
Nice.
That's about it, really. Just a load of
right.
things that are going to run up and smash people in the face and maybe chuck some cannon fire ineffectively at stealthy at the same time.
Cool. And speaking of stealthy, so Tom, you have brought Night Stalkers. Could you walk us through your list, please?
Sure. So, this is a crazy map, and Matt and I had a gentleman's agreement that we were not going to bring any indirect war machines. So
I was definitely not bringing any, no.
Well, if we didn't make that agreement, I was going to bring 2,000 points of goblins and then the Wilt Father and 4 Shamblers for 25 on the dot. So instead, I decided not to do that, and but I didn't want to, possibly get caught out with the shooting skew list, so brought Night Stalkers. I played them last round against the Mike Atkins, the host, and keeping going with them here. So I got 2 troops of Phantoms, just for some chaff, and just in case he brought a lot of flyers, which ogres don't have any flyers, but just in case he did, it'd be good against that. Then kind of the core of every Night Stalker list is at least 2 hordes of butchers. Here I brought 3. I've got 2 planner apparitions, so shooting me is even a worse idea. And they can kind of be in the second line and then pick up tokens when everything else in front of them is dead, hopefully. Got 2 Fiend Hordes just for a little bit of speed, and I brought the terrain ignoring items for them. Not a ton of terrain on this board, but can't hurt. Got 2 Shadow Hulks because they're super hard to kill and good for hiding the planner apparitions from his lightning bolt, because they're height 6. So even if he was on a hill or something, he couldn't see me. So you'll notice in the deployment they're both hiding behind. The planners are hiding behind the Shadow Hulk. And then we've got 2 Dread Fiends just to kind of pair with the Fiend Hordes. And then we have Enshirira, I don't know how to pronounce that, the Winning Shadow. The new...
it's pronounced Shakira.
Shakira, yeah. The new super annoying, super good Halpi's Roof character.
All right. Thanks. I think that's let's see, it's 14 drops on one list, 14 drops on the other. And I think the only difference is that Tom's got one non-scoring unit,
Hmm.
and all of Matt's score because they're ogres, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty close. Pretty close in terms of drops and units that can carry tokens. All right. So let's pop over now and take a look at your Universal Battle Room. Okay. So you guys are using the red dots, obviously, as your loot tokens, as lots of people have been doing. And you've clearly decided that you only want to play on 2/3 of the board. So that's cool. I think everybody's pretty familiar with the map at this point. None of the terrain is higher than height 2. There's some long blocking terrain along the right side and kind of a height 0 blocking pit in the middle. And then it's some flat difficulties in the form of ponds and a couple of height 2 hills and a couple of obstacles. And that's really all. Matt, looks like you're up top.
Mm-hmm.
Could you walk us through your deployment, please, starting over here on the left?
There are some Red Goblin Scouts that are probably going to die very quickly. And then in front of them is a regiment of Braves, a pair of hordes of Siege Breakers with a BSB with a loop behind them, then some more Braves, and then behind that is a horde of Chariots. So I tried to model them looking like the minis that I have as opposed to any old thing. So that's what I currently have as my, regiment of Chariots, not horde. And then a Warlock, I think. I think that's a Warlock,
Mhm.
yep.
Yep.
And then some more Braves, some Boomers, Nomagorok, some Boomers, because they're Madfall, and a Warlord on a Chariot that's a turtle.
All right. And then, Tom, you're down here across the bottom. Could you walk us through your deployment starting over on the left?
Yep. So I have the Wailing Shadow over there hanging out. Hopefully, I've shielded her from any first turn lightning bolt that might throw her away by putting her in between the board edge and the Dread Fiend. So she's hanging out there. I got a Dread Fiend next there, and then the Strider Fiends. Behind them is a troop of Phantoms, again, hidden from his lightning bolt. Hopefully, didn't mess that up. Then there is another Dread Fiend, and then the Pathfinder Fiends. They're in the forest. I mean the lake. So he can get, his lightning bolt will ignore cover, but ignore stealthy, but I'm in cover, so I'll still get that modifier if he wants to shoot at him. Then I have a Shadow Hulk. Giants are pretty good hanging around blocking terrain, I think, and right across from the token. So then I was talking before, the planar apparitions hiding behind the Shadow Hulk. The Butchers in the middle were my last drop. I don't know if that's the best place for them, but they're going to just pick a side after the first turn or so and help out. Then another Shadow Hulk on the other side of that blocking terrain, planar behind it, and then 2 hordes of Butchers and a Phantom troop to hopefully block his Warlord coming off the hill at me. So that's my deployment.
All right, great. Thanks so much, guys, for walking us through all that. Super appreciate it. Good luck to both of you. Have fun. We'll be checking out your game from here, and we will see you back here when you're done.
See you later.
All right.
All right. Bring up their clock. There we go. All right. So what do you guys think?
It's not a lot of board for them both to run at each other. It's going to get messy.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah. I kind of understand why people are avoiding that right-hand side with the 2 blockings, but on the other hand, both of them have got units that could dance around it and could use it. But then, they made the choice, I think, both of them just to clog themselves up on that side. I get the feeling that the grind suits Matt a little bit better. But then saying that, the 2 planars are very powerful.
Yeah, I'm going the other way with the grind. I think the grind favours Tom. I think his units are meatier.
Yeah,
Ogres
true.
are actually very resilient.
They've got Nom.
Yeah, but then there's 2 planar apparitions which do that.
Andrea Life, yeah.
I think the Shadow Hulks also make it just huge blocks of nerve with high crushing that really kind of like counteract those siege breakers. Although not kind of set up across from them, I suppose.
No.
The Shadowhawks with the Plainars behind them are terrifying because Fearless 20 and then all that heal.
Mm-hmm.
Even Siege Breakers will just get stuck there forever dealing with that.
And he's got them lined up like he can basically just walk those two forward until the planer is over the token, have it, pick it up, and then
Yeah.
just stay there for the rest of the game.
People don't take Shadowhawks enough, and they're really nice.
It's usually because they have something else in their monster stroke Titan slot, haven't they?
It's because they've usually filled it up with Mind Screechers and Planers and other things.
Yeah, or Void Lurkers.
Yep.
So are we gonna just get out early why they're actually playing in only 2/3 of the map? Because I think it's probably good to do it now rather than maybe. Oh, geez, where did that come from? You might look at the comments as well. You might want to look at the comments and just see what people are talking about.
Well, if only people could have adapted their list, having seen the map in advance.
John and I did just fine. We looked at the map and we both took stuff that could fly, and we're like, well, fine, we'll put the flying shit over on the other side of the walls, and they'll jump over it, no problem.
Put the flying shit on the other side of the walls.
Yeah.
Beast of Nature loved it. They're like, oh,
Yeah.
slightly
Whites-
low walls I can jump over.
Yeah, whites were fine. Just hop right over it. It's cool.
Yeah. We were watching the last game I commented on just with the zombie trolls. If only they were white.
Yeah.
If only he'd looked at the map first. God damn it.
There's the comment about the war engines, and the war engine one's an interesting one because when was the last time you've ever played a game where a war engine didn't have a shot because their line of sight was blocked by terrain? Like everyone looked at this map and went, "Oh, war engines are going to be incredible." But if your war engines are having their line of sight blocked, then you're shit and you shouldn't be using war engines. It's like
I think it's
maybe you could hide one unit, but then that one unit's not really in the game. So I think people were looking at it and weren't really thinking about how often you really get blocked.
You may be. It depends on your army. I mean, if I look at this map and I look at that blocking terrain in the middle, right, and I'm thinking if you're on the top, for example, war machines would kind of be blocked if you were kind of coming down the left-hand side. You could kind of hide behind it.
Yeah.
Because it's not blocking, it means that the war machines can just shoot you from anywhere. Which, yin or yang, I have to say it's something different. I don't have too many complaints about it, despite the fact that, I call it a dick map.
I think the war machine issue is more that it's very difficult for you to deploy in such a way that doesn't give your opponent a lot of shots on everything, like their choice of what to shoot at if they go first, or even if they go second, before you've had a chance to do anything or send a war machine hunter after them. Right? It's the first couple of turns where you can play coy and hide behind some terrain and hide behind units while you're moving up. And in this map, you can't protect a couple of critical hammer units from getting early wounds on them by deploying them behind terrain.
I suppose my counter to that would be when you're playing this list, don't bring a list that resolves around just having one unit you have to protect.
Yeah.
So if you know your opponent's going to have complete choice of all targets, then spread your eggs out across multiple baskets.
Sure, and I think, you guys also recommended 2,500 points, which meant it was very easy for people to I'll just take two of my critical unit then, because I've got a couple hundred extra points. So I think this map with the highest point level, I think maybe mitigated it a little bit.
And that was part of the thinking as well.
Yeah.
That, it is a crazy map. I would never ever play this normally or recommend it many times. But it's something different, and it's not the usual Epic Dwarf, which I love the Epic Dwarf maps, they're brilliant, but I just get a bit bored of them.
So the next map is going to be just all terrain, isn't it? All height 6 forests, right? That's what's going to happen, yeah?
The entire map is going to be a forest. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not quite that ridiculous, but there's something along those lines.
Woohoo!
If everything is low height this way, it might go the other direction.
Everything's tall, and it's not one big forest. It's two forests. One half the table is a forest. The other half is a forest, so nobody can see anything.
Great idea for round 6.
Do the double forestry. Oh no, it'd have to be 3. Like one little thin strip of forest in the middle, so no one can see across the middle line.
I think the interesting as well. This was all kind of guidance as well. This was, they weren't. You have to take 2,500 points. People have changed it, etc.
Yeah.
I mean, like you look at I think Mike's in the comments saying that some people have just used the walls as obstacles and worked that way because they felt that would possibly give them a fairer game. It's up to them, I think, isn't it? At the end of the day.
Yeah, it is. There's no prizes for the tournament whatsoever, and there's nothing to be gained from it. So if you really didn't want to play this and want to use some obstacles, fine. I think that the thinking was for this is that a lot of people, myself included, are feeling a bit burnt out at the minute with Universal Battle and Kings of War and everything. I think playing virtually is just harder than it is on the tabletop. And you can also play so many more games that you're kind of just getting a bit fed up with the same old. So the thinking was, let's try and mix it up a bit. Let's give people ways to think about different lists and different stuff they wouldn't normally use and different armies. And actually, if you wanted to bring all war machines this game, well, then go for it, because that might be something a bit different. But yeah, I think for the most part, people have embraced it. Or they've either changed the list and tried to play around it, or they've just seen if their old list can be shoehorned into it. And I think either way, I think you'd be better at the game for it, because you have to think about it a bit more rather than just the usual copy and paste. I know exactly what the terrain's going to look like, so I know how to play it.
Sure. And I mean, this is kind of the only situation where I would think that you could try something like this in a competitive-ish, because people can see the maps in advance. Everyone expects that they can change their lists. You would never try to do something like this at a regular tournament, just because having the different pieces of terrain, asking your players okay, go take all the terrain off the table, put it in a box, go under the table, pull out the box labeled round 4, put that on that would be a complete mess.
It's all this thin.
Right. But for something like this, I don't mind the variety. I don't mind them mixing it up a little bit, because like you say, we have been playing on kind of the standard terrain set for a while, and no one actually has to make models here for this. You just have to go make some stuff in Unity. Exactly. Encouraging people to experiment and mix it up a little bit, I think is probably fine. People will always grouse about stuff like that, but we still played on it. It was still fun.
Plus, no one's had much to moan about recently. So I thought I'd give people more of a reason to moan.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward just at some point getting back to a real tournament, though. I miss that kind of, you bring your army, you've spent ages painting it, etc. Yeah. You've got one list and you play 4 games on a day, it depends on what it's going to be, but play 3 games on a day. You play your first game, and the second game you're against somebody else, moving around the tables. You just don't get that same kind of feel when you're on UB. I mean, it's just unavoidable, isn't it? Unfortunately.
Yeah, and I think people are feeling a bit burnt out from that. I know I am, and I'm really missing that actual tabletop gaming. So I think anything we can do to shake it up a bit is a good thing. I suppose we should probably compensate on the game, shouldn't we, as well?
It's all right. It's done nothing interesting. It's fine.
It's shuffled.
I'm just looking at that. I'm looking at that central butcher horde behind the flat block, and I'm like, why?
I suppose it's because he said he put it down last, didn't he?
Use it as a second. We might as well use it as a second wave, then, and not have it there, and just have it.
Yeah, behind another unit and just backing him up. Yeah.
Or just put it on the right, have it walk up and turn and face through the gap between the 2 walls.
I was going to say that the right would have been my choice, because you could have angled it to go at the double and to use the wall to guard your flank.
Yeah. And then you got something to threaten Kuzlo and Madfall and that Warlord on Chariot coming off the hill.
I reckon those fiends are going to go quicker than you expect, so I'd have backed up the fiends. Because a Siege Breaker horde can quite easily one-shot a fiend horde.
Yes, yeah. Fiends are just not... actually looking at the game, I find it hard not to take fiends with at least crushing or brew sharpness, just to make it so they get that one hit. Because they only get one hit, don't they?
They're pricey at that stage, aren't they? Because I agree with you, they really need it, don't they? They need something to tip them over. I mean, I'm not a fan of fiend hordes personally. I love the regiments; they're brilliant. But I find the hordes are that bad combination of a bit too expensive and not killy enough, that you find yourself over investing in them with items, and then they still die in one hit. They're slightly better Worm Riders, and that's not a compliment.
Oh, they remind me a lot of like the undead Worm Riders. We used to have them. They don't exist anymore. I have to use the miniatures as enslaved guardians. Oh no!
All right, looks like he mind fogged the Red Goblin Scouts, which is cool because now it's got shattering. So
Yeah, it's actually quite. And he's gone. Oh no, it's more.
no more mind fog.
I thought that was a nerve check.
Yeah, that would have been good. He might have
I
wished
could
he
have called the no checks. No, go.
a 4. Yeah, no, that's not going to get him, unfortunately. And a 7 is not going to get a BSB.
What do you need to get the BSB? Is it like is it 10,
10,
12?
12, I think. Yeah.
Yep.
So only a
just
9 to
an
whatever.
Pretty close. All right, moving over, ready for Matt's turn 1 now. So Tom basically just moved his lineup, took a couple of pot shots, and that's it.
Well, this is the. I mean, I think we were talking off stream. We're saying this is a very interesting Night Stalker list. It doesn't have a lot of shooting in it, does it? It doesn't have the obligatory 2 to 3 Mind Screeches that you'd expect, especially at 2,500 points.
And I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I think I don't know if Tom knew that he was going to be playing ogres, but loot's not the best scenario for Mind Screeches just because you lose the benefit of the Wind Blast, and you don't have the same strength that you do normally, that they can just disappear off at the 6th turn and grab every token and objective going. And I like bringing lots of bodies. I think this is a better way of doing it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did play Tom last round, and he did also play Night Stalkers, and he brought 6 flying units, which is kind of hard to deal with when you're playing Rays. He had double Void Lurker, double Phantoms, and double Soul Flayers, the ones with the Wind Blast.
Okay.
So yeah, he definitely switched his list up, I think, with this scenario in mind. And I think this is a better list for this scenario than his previous one was, or would have been.
But interesting, the Flyers may have done better here for the map, because they can see everything, and charge everything.
You can see everything, but also when you have that many units, you don't want to pick up tokens with any of them.
Yeah.
Because then they lose fly. Whereas this one, like, he has a lot of units that don't mind if they're holding a token. Like, I guess except for the Fiends, and I guess the Dread Fiends, but they'll do it if they have to. But like, Planar Apparitions don't mind holding a loot token. Butchers don't really mind holding a loot token. Shadowhawks don't really mind holding a loot token. Like,
so I mean, from my point of view, there's not much chaff as well, is there? There's not a huge amount of chaff on either side. There's a lot of
the Phantoms are fairly chaffy, aren't they? I suppose.
What's that?
The Phantoms are fairly chaffy.
Yeah, but there's only 2 units and 2,500 points.
Yeah. Both sides
then,
of the list got 2 units for it.
yeah, Matt's also got some Brave Regiments and some Red Goblins, which are
I suppose the Brave Regiments are
thick
kind of
chaffish. Like, yeah.
They are big chaff, really.
Shakira's getting charged.
All right.
This is an interesting thing. So Shakira's not going to be inspired. She's only Fearless 13. Have they got Thunderous, the Red Goblins?
Yes,
And
there's
Vicious.
a version.
Thunderous 1 and Vicious, yeah.
There was 7 4s and 4s. Yeah.
I know, but she's Fearless 13 with no reroll.
Yeah.
It's
I
not
was saying
like
before you turned up that I put a lot on Frostfang and Magnhild into one and failed to kill her.
He wasn't bitter about it at all.
I wasn't. It's not like the overrun would have put me in perfect position to overrun to a rear of another character, pick that up, and then have a free reform to look across it. No, I'm not better.
I mean, he's totally accepted it and moved on.
Yeah. Can I mention, Tom? Are you still annoyed that you didn't get that 4th guy yesterday?
What?
Oh, you were drunk. You can't remember, can you?
No,
I'm still mad at you. I'm still mad at you for not getting him.
Yeah. Oh yes, no, I remember now. Yeah.
He remembers now and he's furious.
Yeah.
I was going to say, that is the worst in-joke I've ever heard, right? Where only one of you remembers it, the other goes,
Because he wouldn't shut up about it last night.
Yeah. Yeah, I was marveling at how Tennessee Fire Whiskey, other Jack Daniels crap, but horrible stuff. That's
No.
actually not. If you cover it in if you drown the damn thing in ice, it's actually bearable if you've already had a lot of beer. Otherwise, it's just
Yeah.
tacky and horrible and kiddie whiskey.
No, don't. No.
Yeah.
Novelty whiskey? No, you don't. No.
Novelty whiskey, no.
It was. I didn't buy it. It was free. Just put it out there. I'm more of a rum guy usually. I had a bottle of mead yesterday. Actually, it was black cherry and Madagascar vanilla mead. Some good stuff.
You actually get that flavour there in it. I mean,
Alright.
I don't know. I'm not a spirit drinker, so probably not the right person to say.
No, it was good. I had that when we were doing this work Christmas do, and I felt I had to have a nap afterwards because I was just knackered. Look, I've got the stream, but I've had a bit. I'm too tired.
You're just getting old. Tom.
Go on
That's what it
stream
is.
tomorrow.
So can the boomers get to a place where they can shoot but only be charged by one of those? Or are they?
I don't think they can. I think they can. Not if they want both of them to shoot. If they want both of them to shoot, then they can both be charged.
Yeah. So he's because that's the only downside of the Shadow Hulk is that it's only speed 6 as opposed to the usual 7 for a giant.
Yeah, but he's defense 5 and he's stealthy, so most
And
of the
melee
time,
3.
he can weather. Yeah, and melee
Right,
3.
and it's on 3s, yeah.
And this flash, dash 20. You know,
Yeah.
really?
I heard that is the only downside of the Shadow Hulk. They're very, very good.
Same points as a frost giant.
Uh,
In nearly every way.
I don't know.
Something like that.
Something like that.
No shooting attack.
But yeah, the frost giant shooting attack is 10-inch range and crap.
But it has it.
It does.
So
got a
moving the boomers up. What do we expect he's going to shoot at? Just butchers?
Nothing. Is it not in range or anything?
No,
Not
the-
range yet? 3, 6, 9, 12. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So he's standing off.
He doesn't need to engage. I mean, he'd almost be better off just holding back as much as he possibly can, threaten. But at this stage, I mean, what is he thinking? I mean, he could possibly the fiends. If he can take the fiends out, either they charge in, bounce, or he could chaff them up and then charge in afterwards. That kind of slightly, he's got an option there on the left hand side. Although those dread fiends are going to start to tangle things up quite quickly, aren't they?
Yeah, those Dread Fiends are a really key unit over there. The nimble on them just to tie things up.
I'm thinking the right side butchers, they advance up and to the right a bit, which clears line of sight for the phantoms. Shot that when the boom hauls to pin him, and then everything jumps in the turn after.
Yeah, you could pin them with the. Although to get those butchers out of the way, no, I suppose you would just have to move them, turn them slightly, wouldn't you, and then just give you enough angle just to get in. Yeah.
I'm guessing the Warlord is in charge range of those Phantoms.
Yeah, it is.
Oh yeah.
I would guess that's bait to effectively stop him doing exactly that. That you really want the Phantoms to be charging the Warlord.
Oh, we could do. Yeah, that's a very good point. Although Enthrall is only range of 12, though, isn't it? This is the.
No, I think it's 18 on his, isn't it? Because it's 12 for the sticky. Oh, I don't know actually. Yeah,
Let me look.
is his sticky tongue the same as Dambusters?
It's
somebody-
12
somebody at
inches.
the rules committee would know.
Sticky tongue's 12. Yep.
You think so, but apparently not.
You didn't write them. The beauty of your position, isn't it? Is you can turn around and go, I can help, but I didn't write them.
Well,
I'm gonna have to
it
look.
was how Mike described it. Of legacy issues are all still my issues.
Yes.
You've inherited them.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Congratulations. Decisions that you had no input on are now your fault.
Number Gorok's taking a nice sneaky little shot at the fiends. I think.
Is he?
Which
Is he an arc?
just
Come on, Mike. Come on. Get on the clicker. Go.
Oh, that's right. Nom Nom is a spellcaster now, isn't he? Whoops. Forget about that. Lightning bolt, yeah.
it's
I
plus
mean,
one for each hard or regiment, isn't it? So it's 7 in total, I think.
Yeah. I mean, this is why I'm surprised he hasn't got at least 3 warlocks, including Nomogrok.
Yeah.
Yep.
That drain knife as well adds up quick.
Oh, wow. That even back out. Only one. Oof.
Yes, that shooting was that.
After 5 hits, yeah, that's a bummer. To only convert to 1 after 5 hits on a lightning bolt. 7.
Although actually between them, that was pretty average, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Pretty much spot on. What was
This
it
is where we
like?
roll a double 6
Eight.
on the
The end
mouse.
of them.
There's an 11. Is that a
Oh!
waiver?
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
No, they're 16, 18, aren't they?
I
Yeah.
think they're all right.
Yeah, they're fine. 16, 18.
Oh, so close. So
If
close
you had
to a
some
waiver.
mind fog round about, it'd be all right.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Just lying around. Who's got mind fog? Oh, me, boss. Oh.
Whoop. Combat. Don't forget the combat.
Go on. Just beat Shakira. I hate Shakira. Beat her up.
Akira.
Go on. Go on. Go on. Go on. Yes, go on, you heroes. Go on. Go on. Go on.
YOLO.
It's a 10. What is her nerve?
That's
Dash
it.
13. Okay, so she's not going to cast any spells. So no enthralling anything.
Is it with because she's Shakira? Is she just like twerks or something, and then that kind of like pulls you towards? So surely you have to face her to the rear. You know, is that the way it works?
No, it's actually her hips. Apparently, her hips don't lie.
Oh, yeah, good point. But do they
Uh,
lie
top
more
two.
or less from the front or back? I mean, who knows? Or is it side? No.
All right, going in the top of turn 2.
So didn't break Shakira then.
No,
No.
just did the 2 wounds. So what are we expecting Tom to do on this turn? Is he going to send the phantoms into the chariot on the far right?
We'll see.
Neither. I don't think. I think Tom will hold back. Neither side's in a rush.
Yeah.
That 4 damage is going to get healed off by the 2-player now.
Yeah.
You can take the chaff off. I literally would charge the Dreadfiend into those scouts with Shakira, and that's probably it.
For me, the interesting, if you're gonna do this, you would have possibly pushed the Boomer so they're in range, shot something, entice them out so that you could get a flank with a Warlord or Coslo, but I guess they are just playing cagey. It's always really hard, isn't it, not to commit. Is this a flank charge under the Berserkers? Are you trying?
It would have been, but I think he couldn't turn enough to get there.
Yeah, I think his rotation's bad because you obviously can't go through your own unit, so he's got to go too far forward to then turn to be able to get him on the second pivot.
Yep. He can,
Now we're doing the exchanging chaff game.
Yep.
But you don't need to. So this is what. So the Dreadfiend plus Shakira charges the scouts. They're not threatened at all because they're not in arc of that regiment.
Yeah.
I think it's because the Berserker Braves are wild charge D3 that he doesn't really want to back off.
Oh, of course. Well, yes. Yeah, I forgot they were in range.
Because I don't understand, the Siege Breakers aren't really threatened, are they, by the Fiends? I mean, I don't see how the Fiends are going to ever cause them.
No, you need both of them, wouldn't you? You need to double up into it.
Yeah.
What's happened there?
Yeah, and there's no way to double up the way he's got the Brave regiments positioned right now.
No, he's done well with them. I'd like his line to be a little bit further forward, but fine, all things considered.
Mm-hmm.
Your risk is the rest of the army pushes forward, those 2 Dreadfiends stand on the tokens because they're nimble, and then they turn away, and then they just run off and you can't catch them.
And run away. Yep. All right.
The thing is, I've seen quite a few armies do that, and it hasn't really worked out well for them in any case where they've tried it.
Have they not changed their clock, by the way? There seems to be a lot of yells of clock in the chat.
That I will tell him about. Thank you, John. Appreciate it. Somebody's paying attention. Back on.
Yeah, so I'd forgotten that the wild charge on the Braves. So I suppose you are almost forced to commit now, aren't you? But you're committing here, aren't you? In not great terms is the problem.
Yeah, because you can't. Like, I don't think the Phantoms are going to be able to block both Siegebreaker hordes
No.
without actually ending up blocking the Fiend's charge in the first place.
And actually, do the Fiends even kill the Braves?
Yeah.
They got a good shot. It's at 8 to 9 damage, isn't it?
Vicious, yeah. So more like 9, but
But it's forced to hit, so it could be anything.
yeah,
Yep.
And they had dash
The
15.
dash 15, yeah.
and
So-
inspired.
And
Yeah, it
inspired. So,
doesn't need much of a spike, does it? And then to be
yeah.
unlikely.
It's very risky for this early in the game. I mean, he's got that's basically his alpha strike flank, right? He's got his Fiends, he's got his Dread Fiends. Turn 2 is awfully premature for an alpha strike army to go in. Usually you want to maneuver for at least one more turn to get some advantageous charges. This just seems a little...
Yeah, and that's why I was, even with the wild charge, I'd be thinking of backing up or just putting one of the Dread Fiends in rather than the Horde.
Yeah, and then walk the Dread Fiend forward. Maybe, well, it depends on how close he gets to the Siegebreakers.
Yeah.
After he clears that 3, 6, 9, 12. Yeah, just leave him where he is, because then he's in the flank of these guys for next turn. And then these Berserker Braves are in trouble, because kind of whichever way they turn, they might end up with one of those Dread Fiends in their flank. Yeah, I don't know. All right, taking it back so he can redo his chaff placement, which I guess doing that puts his Fiend unit a little more squared up, so less chance of accidentally ending up in a flank.
I think that's the logic. Yeah. If it doesn't break them, then he's at least he's in the front of the left-hand side Siegebreakers.
Yep. And the right won't be able to get through the Phantoms to get to him. So just kind of
Potentially could if he somehow gets the left-hand side out of the way, but then you're giving up
Sure.
a lot of stuff to do that.
All right.
Never mind.
Yeah, don't like that either.
Yeah.
But
I would personally
looking at your
put
options.
the middle Dread Fiend into the Braves, the Phantom chaffing up, and then taking out those scouts. So just at the next turn, you're in a better position for really bringing all of your units to bear at once rather than going in piecemeal.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think he needs to charge in at all. I think if he's allowing the Siegebreakers to get attacks in early, I think he's going to suffer from it. I think he's got the right flank. I'd even be tempted to maybe move the chaff over to that side, and because he can take out Boomer hordes a lot easier than he can take out Siegebreaker hordes.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yep. So it looks like he has sent that left Dread Fiend into the Red Goblin Scouts.
So he's backed up the Shadow Hulk, but is the Shadow Hulk still in range of those wild charging?
Yeah. It's again, it's a dodgy one. That Berserk Horde is pretty nails, and they might be able to get a Bane Chant and a Vicious Nomagoric on them. But even then,
it's heal now, heal and Vicious now.
Yeah, I mean, the BSB at the back's got loot.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yep.
And that, I was thinking maybe put the regiment in as well, just to protect the Horde's flank, but I don't think there's space for one.
So I think he is looking like he is backing off effectively, isn't he? Which I agree with. I think there's no real benefit here to commit this early on. You've got the speed advantage. You've got the option now to take one of his chaff pieces with very little risk to yourself. Why not take it? Heal up the damage you've done and reset.
Yeah, he's got more than enough heal to clean up the lightning bolt damage he took, so he doesn't need to feel pressured that he's going to get shot up if he doesn't hit the gas. Yeah.
Those players are so good.
Yeah, they are. They really are. And then you're like, I've got a clear shot on one of them. They're a healer. They should be easy to kill. And you hit them, and you're like, wait, they've got ensnare too? Hold on. What the?
Yeah, they've got ensnare and all regen and
Well, it's defense 3, are there?
defense 3, but they're regen 4+.
Yeah.
Like a
Well, you think they were-
in it.
They're a super good Phoenix, aren't they? Essentially, they did the job of a Phoenix, and they're tougher. You know.
With it's there,
Yeah.
Like I
Dark
said,
Phoenix
it-
is the best Phoenix. There you go.
It's the unit strength, isn't it? It's the same thing that tips Mind Screechers over the edge into being really powerful. It's not even so much what they do, spell wise. It's the fact they've also got unit strength and also got, everything else.
Flying
Oh, and Dread.
Pathfinder
And
and
Dread.
Dread.
Yeah.
Yeah, the player nows also have dread.
Mm-hmm.
I'd really like to actually making lists for. I've played Night Stalkers once, but just making a list from there's so many options available to them. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, because you're not bound to take certain characters. It's just throw whatever you like in.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
many options. The hips don't lie.
Mhm.
Don't.
As Shakira would say.
I've got that stuck in my head for the last 5-10 minutes now.
There's worse things to have stuck in your head than an
Oh,
image of Shakira, isn't there? Really, let's be honest, right?
Yeah.
I'm wondering at what point YouTube flags us for copyright violation if we keep talking.
Keep humming.
It's when you start playing the music in the background, right?
Right,
That's when it. Yeah. flag it
I'm
straight.
not sure that any algorithm can suggest that my humming is in any way similar
Yeah,
to
represent-
Shakira.
Unfortunately, it'll copyright us because we copied the Wurzels, and
We got humming Shakira get copyrighted as Motorhead or something.
yeah. So I don't know. Is this just going to end up with a big stalemate? I mean, once he's taken out the Red Goblin Scouts,
I don't know. I think because he stood off this turn, I think Matt's now going to realise actually that he needs to commit.
Yeah.
Because I think Tom's in the stronger position to stand off than Matt is.
Yeah, I'm envisaging what you mentioned before with Licky Sung up top, moving forward, pulling one unit into range to shoot with everything, and then that
Yeah.
forces them to advance on the right.
So he's pulled his phantoms over some from the right.
more defensive
Yeah.
position.
Yeah, he hasn't gone into the chariot, so he has not taken that bait.
Risky because there's a fairly deep arc on both of them for the right side if you check it. But I'm fairly sure the Warlord and Chariot being speed 8 and nimble can just get out of that.
Can get out of everything, yeah, and be on the
Yeah.
phone.
And it's right where you don't want the Chariot.
Yep. All right, here comes the heal from the planer on the fiends. Gets all four, easy.
Oh, yeah.
I love the Ogre Chariot. 7 attacks. With it crushing
Yeah.
2, thunderous 1, isn't it?
Such a good unit. And Nimble on that chariot base is really powerful as well.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah,
It's so hard to just shut down.
Yeah, because it's so much closer, isn't it? And being able to just get past it, and with his nimble, you can get so many units that are almost directly behind, as long as he's got space. That's the only issue.
Right. Take a mind fog on the Ogre Warlock there. And a 4 for nerve.
No.
Shouldn't do anything to it. On to combat.
Go on, Goblins, you can do it.
Are they 12-14?
Goblins.
Now, was that Shakira?
Is that
Because
instant?
Shakira she has to roll a 1 in every combat. It's the rule.
I don't know if that was her or the Dread Fiend. I guess it doesn't matter. They hit on the same number,
No,
right?
yeah.
Yay! Come on,
Yeah.
Goblins, let's do it.
Yeah, they're fine. Well, they're wavered. Oh,
No,
that was vicious. Yeah, they're still fine.
Now they're fine. All right.
No.
Wow.
No,
Wow.
I don't think.
Are they wavered? Are they on a 9?
9/11, I think.
Oh, Dread.
Yeah.
The Dread Fiend has Dread, of course. So,
That's a pain for Tom because that effectively just adds another turn.
Yep.
yep.
So I think Matt has to be more aggressive this turn now.
You can
Is
get
anything
the
within wild charge range of those?
Got these guys?
Oh, easily, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why is it left them in there? Because you can get both regiments potentially into that one of the hordes.
Yeah.
Oh no, he's out there.
He's rolling
Ah, right,
WVLR. What's he doing?
I think he means wild charge.
Left or right, but not sure what the where the vehicle from.
No. Yeah, that's the way to do it. 3, 2, 1. Ah, sweet.
Contact.
Yeah, so I think I'm not sure it did hurt him. I think it delayed him not committing.
If it does, it'll affect him turn 6. That's the thing. You just don't know how much a delay is going to affect you until too late in the game.
Mm-hmm.
So, what options has the middle regiment got? Sorry for the
Just a Shadowhawk.
with the 14-inch charge.
Yeah. 6, 9,
Just
12, 13, 14. Yeah, just the Shadow.
I think you take both of that, wouldn't you? You take the regiment on the left into the Fiend Horde and then into the Shadow Hulk, just to let your siege breakers effectively move up freely.
I feel like the Dread Fiends will do their job and get under the bus, and at which point if you trade your chaff first, you lose because then you take the charge. Well, I say you don't lose, but you're the ones who be taking the chaff, and both units chaff are out of the way.
So just remember to check leader points rather than just the tram lines. Because it's ooh, I don't like that.
If you put Cuslow in as well,
well, I'm thinking that I think he's going to enthrall the horde next to it to try and get out of arc.
Yeah.
But you're still going to get flanked by the phantoms, so that's the bit I don't like.
You might. Yeah, you probably get flanked. Yeah, you're right.
That's the better move, isn't it?
Yeah, here we go. Yep,
Yeah.
Just get out of arc. There it is.
Easy.
That's what you want.
Yeah, you are. Yeah.
Nimble for the win.
Oh, he's not quite out of arc.
Maybe are they going to be the enthralled ones then? Oh,
There.
now it's
good.
arc.
Yeah,
He just wanted to let Tom know
that
that he could do that. That's all. Just so
he
you know.
seems to be having less rulers down on the table than some.
What? What are you talking about?
I have to admit, I'm never happy with armies on UB which have got individual miniatures put into a unit. It annoys
It's so easy to click on the wrong one.
Click on the wrong
crap.
one.
out of me.
See
Can you put that down as a hashtag? Hashtag individual miniatures suck dick.
Well, I'm fairly certain all four of us here have got the host login, so we can all put hashtags.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh yeah.
But why do the work when Mike's here?
Right.
But I mean, come on. We've moved away from the other game. We're on multi-basing now. Multi-basing, right? By doing this on UB, you're just, you're dragging us backwards.
It could be worse. I had to tell Adam off for not going for minimum model count on UB. Literally, you just copy and paste.
Not only that, you can copy another unit that somebody made for you.
Yeah.
Oh,
You don't even have to make them
With
yourself.
like 4 goblins on this. No, just
Mike,
I'll
do
do
you
it
ever
for
have
you.
somebody in America who would literally just, they would use almost like toys as like miniatures and things like that, or have an army which was, you'd look at it and go, I really wish I hadn't put so much effort into my army now.
I have heard tell and seen pictures of armies that I would have been disappointed to play against, but I don't think I've seen any in person. And no one's tried to bring one to my tournament where I would have to dock them points for it or anything like that. I have told people that I'm trying to run a first-timer friendly tournament, so if you show up with unpainted models, that's okay. You'll just get a 0 for your paint score, but I'm not going to not let you play because I want new people, to come try the game out.
I think the US hobby scoring system would discourage it a lot more than ours does.
Sure.
Because there's
Yeah,
no
once you-
real penalty for us for doing it.
Sure. And in the US, like a lot of events will say that your army has to be painted to like a 3-color tabletop standard minimum. Like everything has to be fully painted and based. And then, if you're not painted well, you're out of the running for any appearance awards and probably out of the running for the overall award, which most tournaments consider the most prestigious award. You usually have like your best general, which is just your straight battle. And then your caption awards of like best sport, however you calculate that, best appearance, however you calculate that, and then kind of an overall award of you combine the 3 scores together, however the TO feels like combining them, weighting them however he wants, and then giving out one award for that. And I would say that most of the time, the person with the highest battle score still ends up with the highest overall score, because most people aim for sort of like a mid-level paint score. Like most people look at how the paint judging is done and figure out like what they need to bring to get a good enough paint score that it doesn't knock them out of the running. And then everybody behaves themselves well enough on the table that they're not going to get docked any sports points. And so like most events have it weighted so that like the best general most of the time will still end up getting the overall award.
Because I was listening to Tom on Countercharge, and he was saying tournament he went to recently, he went 5-5 and came 5th because of paints. And I think that's an exception. I think that tournament has a particularly strong paint element to it.
It could be that there's there's like there's kind of 2 different schools of thought to it. One I'll describe as Paragon scoring, which is what we do for the US Masters, and that's when all 3 captions are equally weighted: sports, paint, and battle. And when you equally weight all 3, then you can definitely end up in situations where the highest battle score guy isn't even in the top 3. And then there's sort of the best overall, which tends to be heavily skewed towards battle. Battle might be 75, 80, 85, maybe 90% of your score, even at something like that. And the other 2 captions take up only a small amount, or it might be like a 60-40 split, like 60-20-20, something like that. So it just depends on how the TO wants to do it. But every tournament will definitely have a best general, so if all you care about is battle, like you can show up with a minimally acceptable painted army. Don't be a dick to people on the table, so you don't get ejected from the tournament or whatever, and then win every game and still walk away with the best general award.
I do like how your minimum there is just not a dick enough that you don't get thrown out.
Right.
That's
Got an image of a lot of people just like biting their leg going.
Right. Because like if you're not going to win the best, the best sports award, like because some people are like super chatty at the table and they'll like bring liquor around and do shots with their opponents and tell jokes and like have a great time, and you can hear them laughing from all the way across the hall, and you're like, that guy's going to win best sports because whoever's playing him like is having the best time. Fine. I just don't want my opponent to give me a negative vote, so like I'm just going to behave myself and do everything the way I know I'm supposed to, and I won't lose any points, and you'll end up with like a sports score somewhere in the middle, right? Like you won't get any bonuses and you won't get any awards, but you won't get docked for it either.
We made a point with the Northern Kings scoring system that we got rid of any positive benefit from sports. I don't like them personally. I think it's some people are chatty and charismatic, and that's fine, and some people aren't. And I don't think you should be docked or benefited from that. But our pack just simply says, "Don't be a dick." And I think it says we reserve the right to eject a dick from the tournament. Yeah. And that is basically the extent of our sports scoring.
Yeah, I don't mind. I don't mind having an award for it. I don't mind rewarding people who go out of their way to try to have a good time and to try to give their opponent a good time. Yeah. I can understand the thinking of like I don't want to be docked for it, which is kind of one of the reasons why I tend to not do the Paragon scoring. I tend to still go like 60% battle, 20% paint, 20%, or like 50, 25, 25. Because like I'm not super chatty at the table Or I'm not super jokey at the table. I'm super chatty at the table, as John can attest. Like I stream of consciousness, talk out loud through everything I do.
Talking to yourself, right? Doesn't
Yeah,
really
basically,
count as chatting, right?
Oh, I do
I'm-
that. I talk myself through every option going.
Yeah, and I do the same because like I like this game as like a very intentional game. Like there's no surprises. You know exactly where I put everything and why. You know what charges I left you, and we've all agreed on what your options are the next round. Like, and part of that is just me like measuring everything and talking about what I'm doing. But like I usually don't like kid around and laugh a whole lot, so I don't get a whole bunch of like favorite opponent type votes.
Yeah.
And that's
I
fine.
do like the idea of maybe an award or a trophy for best sports.
Yeah.
But I think I don't like it impacting your scores for everyone. I think the
Yeah.
example I always come back to is we've had people at our events before that are on the spectrum, the autism spectrum, and incredibly great opponents, very good at the game, brilliant opponents, but by any subjective measure of good sports will always do poorly.
Sure. And that happens.
Struggle with eye contact, struggle with social interactions. Perfectly, excellent opponents, and nothing wrong with how they play. And I don't feel they should be penalised for not wanting to be chatty. But
I can agree with that. That's generally so. I usually set my scoring up to be if you meet expectations, you get the equivalent of a tie score. Like I tend to think of it as like it's a 5-game tournament, but it's scored like a 7-game tournament where Game 6 and Game 7 are appearance and sports. And if you show up with a fully painted army, you're going to get a paint score that's basically the equivalent of a tie game. And if you're fine, maybe not chatty, like you don't get any negative feedback, you'll end up with the equivalent of a tie score for the sports game too. So like if you go 5-0, your in record is basically 5-0-2. And if somebody managed to win 5 games and do better than average on one of the other 2 captions, then they'll pull ahead of you a little bit for the overall award. And it seems to work out okay.
Yeah. I mean, as you can tell, I'm obviously very shy in all my games. Shrinking violet, definitely.
I think I've never played you across the tabletop, Elliot. I don't think I've
We
actually
have
ever
once.
played you.
I came down to.
We played the doubles, didn't we?
We spent most of the thing watching the England match rather than actually playing. Because somebody irresponsibly scheduled a tournament when the Six Nations was on.
Oh yes,
All right.
that was it. Yeah.
So I think Matt has gone on to shooting since I've yammered about tournament scoring theory all the way through his
I was
turn.
going to say the other thing is that he's charged the Butcher Regiment in. I have no idea why he's done that.
I don't know why he's done that because he hasn't then also moved the Siegebreakers forward.
He hasn't backed it up. What's the end goal with that? It's not really gaining him anything.
I'm all for it. I don't think it's a terrible decision, but I think if you were going to do it, then commit fully. And I would also send the other regiment into the Shadow Hulk and bring everything else forward.
Right.
All he's done there is just throw away a regiment.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you're gonna send your chef out, they need to kind of support. You need to make it worth throwing it out and getting rid of it. So those breakers need to be ideally within 2 or 3 inch range of the fiends.
So he's doing the enthrall trick.
Yep.
But again, I don't like that target because now he can charge Cuzlo and Madfall. That's name is it. But if he charges it and gets the kill and spins around, he's in an awful position there.
Oh, I think I should just in range.
Click on the butchers. If you click on the butchers, you'll know exactly if he's going to be in range or not. Yeah, the right butcher. Fucking. That is so tight, isn't it? Yeah.
I think that's over it.
That does look to just in, yeah. Yeah,
We'll see if they count it.
I think.
10 hits.
Jesus, and 5s?
7 damage. Gosh.
7 damage. What's going on?
That's really good. That's really, really good. All right, looks like they are letting the other one shoot. 5 hits from this one. Okay, so it evens back out a little. Still not bad for 4 more wounds. Okay. All right.
I forget sometimes just how good boomers can be.
You can't see me. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh. What do you mean you use a shotgun?
You say you don't need to be able to see. You just shoot generally at that waving
Yeah. I mean,
pile of air over there.
yeah.
Couple
they are
more
kind of
wounds.
giant
for lightning
shotguns.
bolt.
Like you might have ethereal mist swirling around you, but a shotgun doesn't care. Shotgun's going straight through whatever's in
Right.
front of it.
Was that
Right.
a couple more damage from Nomogrok? Yeah.
Yep,
you
a
got
couple more damage from the lightning bolt. That puts him on 14.
So that's a 4. Oh, that is a big game changer. That. Oh.
Well, it is. I mean, and the Waver will be an impact now as well, of course. 'Cause they've got
Yeah.
Fury, but not Headstrong.
Not headstrong. The Warlord on Chariot is close enough to give them inspiring with Mind Thirst, but still, it's a 4 twice. All right.
There's
Let's
a
see where's-
bit more shooting. Yeah, is he gonna?
Trying to decide on another target now, since he doesn't need to shoot at the same one again.
It'd be Fiends again, wouldn't it? Surely.
Yeah. I think I'd split at that point. Like if it's a waiver, then that's fine.
That usually I would say commit and go all in, but I think
Butchers.
I mean, it doesn't really matter at this point, does it? What you do, because the heal will.
He still gets
He'll
2
get it.
damage. Jesus Christ, that is
Yeah.
a great turn in terms of shooting. That
It is.
still
It is.
pretty good. You'll not get a double 6 and like waver those as well.
True.
All right, here comes the nerve roll. That is an 8 and a 6. That will pick them
Yeah.
up.
That is a
Fun.
And that is first blood.
Boom. That
That's
changes a
big
lot.
as well there, because it does change a lot, that doesn't it? Because it now. I mean that whole flank on the right side there was effectively just delaying the ogres from capturing that token.
Yeah.
I do think that Tom is focusing very much on the left hand side too.
Maybe what, 7 wounds?
Yeah, 7 damage.
And a 3
Put in
roll.
a 3 on the roll. At least he got it now. Imagine he got it like literally
Well,
5
yeah.
seconds before,
Yep.
You know?
7 damage. Good shot at a waver there with 7 damage, but not seeing it. And the scouts are wavered, so that's going to bring us to Tom's turn. Top of 3. All right, so what does Tom need to do in the middle here now that he's lost those butchers? Is it just time to delay, or
He could do with not being shot like that again.
Yeah.
yeah?
I think
mean,
he more than likely will not get shot like that again.
You know, the Phantoms are able to stop some of that out there.
Yeah. The Phantoms can, if they want as well, just stand in front of both siege breakers and get 2-for-1 shaft deal.
The Warlord is giving that horrible threat. He can't afford to move at all.
I mean, Tom summed it up quite nicely there. That does change things.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, the warlord is already in the flank of the other butchers
Yeah,
now. Yeah,
because the Warlord wasn't too much of an issue there when he had 2 butcher hordes.
right. Yeah, and he can get away. He can get in the way with the phantoms, but that's all.
It was a really good round of shooting. However, you still like if you roll normally, then it's still been like a 7 or an 8 for a waver or kill.
Yeah, it was.
Wavered butcher horde there isn't. It's not. It's still stuck.
He was stuck, but at least it could be in the way to not give that Warlord every option in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas now he's pretty much unstoppable without then giving you flank up something else.
Yeah.
All right. Great use of ensnare paying off.
Mm.
Tom is disengaged, looks like, and withdrawn from the Berserker Brave Regiment.
Change his mind.
Maybe not. All right, so what's he going to do over here on the left? He's got scouts, red goblin scouts still in front of him. He needs to get rid of them. They've got 6 wounds on them. Does the Dread Fiend need to hang around to keep beating on those scouts, or can he run off someplace else at this point?
He can. Essentially, obviously, can just jump over the back and get into the back lines.
Yeah. I mean, you want to be grabbing tokens, don't you?
Yeah.
Soon. If Tom can get tokens and start backing away, that would be the best thing. You know, the ogres, for all their strengths, they're not great at following through little gaps and, you know, chasing after token carriers.
Mm-hmm.
The Phantoms, as Tom said, can just go straight forward and sit in front of the two Siegebreaker hordes. You've then got another Dread Fiend that can block up that that regiment, which also blocks the chariots.
Mm-hmm.
So then, really, your only charge you're going to be taking next turn is from a horde of berserkers. Shouldn't be too scary, but could be scary.
And at that point, what? You walk the Shadow Hulk forward to pick up the token?
Yeah,
You
that's
walk-
what I'm thinking. Grab it, and then have the other Shadow Hulk turn in such a way that it's guarding the flank as well. So they do charge it, then the second Shadow Hulk comes in and charges.
Yeah.
It basically forces those butchers to commit to a charge if they want to chaff it.
Is it going to be hard for the Phantoms over there on the right to actually stop that Warlord on Chariot? Because he can't charge him because he's not an arc. He can land in front of him an inch away, but can't that guy just pivot, like nimble pivot, go around him and charge whatever he wants anyway?
Maybe the blocking
Yes.
terrain helps him there.
Yeah.
Because nimble isn't. It isn't move wherever you want to. It is still blockable, but it's hard to block.
Sure, I guess he can land close enough to the lower piece of blocking terrain that Matt has the turn and go around the top to try to
Yeah,
get
in which case you've cut off a lot of the options where he can get to.
Yeah.
That butcher horde in the middle really was wishing it was a second line now.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think he was
'cause now
trying to cover
they're
the Shadow
facing-
Hulk, wasn't he? That was what he was trying to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Or even just that they were still facing forward, I guess.
I was going to say, you would look at that. I think moving those butchers like he just did then, you're going to give a flank, weren't you, for the berserkers?
To everything.
Yep.
This is, I mean, I have to admit, this is going to be a First Blood has a big impact, especially when you're talking like a 200-point unit, aren't you?
Mhm.
And it was such a key unit there, wasn't it? Because it's the overlap. We're really feeling it now, aren't we? In units, getting that warlord down the flank the same turn you did that was massive.
And looking at the way it's set up, I feel that the right flank was probably the flank that Tom could have broken through, whereas on the left flank, I think with the siege breakers, it's a lot harder. He's got to get the Shadow Hulks in there alongside a feed unit to really do some damage. But by doing that, you have to get in range. It's tricky. If only Shakira was here. Anyway, no.
I mean, she can't say anything either, can she? That's a problem.
Does she fly? I can't remember.
Yeah, she flies.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She
If
flies.
she flies, surely
flies.
the temptation is to. You don't want to pull a
She's
butcher horse
90
too
as well,
close.
I think.
Could she get all the way back there and like try to enthrall the BSB into herself?
She
Maybe.
can only go 10 though, can't she? And then
Oh right.
Shoot.
Only Morgoth gets to do that.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
not
I've
10
still
anymore.
not
At least
seen
And not-
the
and
enthrall
not-
charge.
Not 10 anymore. Yeah.
Who made those rules up? Come on, Elliot.
Yeah, I call foul on that from day one. Can't blame me for that one.
So explain the disengage and withdrawal rules, right, for me now. Just so I know.
I can't. Can't. I'm not going to try.
Come on,
Yeah,
everybody wants to know, right? You've got diagrams set up, haven't you? Surely.
We're getting there with them.
All right. Still 60 minutes left on both clocks. Plenty of time playing with a 90-minute clock for a 2,500-point game. Using 30 minutes for the first two turns. Third of the clock. That sounds fine to me.
Yeah,
I
I
usually-
think especially with the first two turns being as they were.
Yeah. I usually expect to spend like half my clock in the first two turns.
You did spend half your clock in the first 2 turns.
I know. There's a lot of math involved for the first 2 turns. You got to think a lot.
Yeah, especially when you go, Jesus Christ, how many flying things have you got? Oh, God, piss off.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's especially when you're playing a slower army that's hard to redeploy. You have to be really careful the first 2 turns that you don't make a positioning mistake that you will not be able to recover from.
Redeploy, he's got surge, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So I was going to say, has Tom got any way of blocking that Berserker Horde? Because
Phantoms?
I think that might be what he's going to do, because he seems to be positioning as if that Berserker Horde isn't there. And
Is the Phantoms in range? Are they in range?
I suppose they can just fly in the wake, can't they?
Yeah, good enough to stand in front.
Are they good enough to reach?
No, they actually are in range. No?
They could charge, yeah, if they wanted to.
Yeah, so you move the butchers first.
I was personally, I kind of want to stop one of the boomer hordes in case that happens again.
Yeah.
But
I suppose
if you're going to do that, you'd be better off backing off. I think. I don't know. I mean, if he turns, is he going to be in range of the boomers for charging? But then they're going to be hindered, aren't they? So, you're not going to charge. Yeah.
Is that wall on the flank there? It's like the Shadow Hulk.
Yeah.
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 Kind of right on the line for the. No, he's still just barely in the front. Yeah, for the butchers.
I know the Shadow Hulk he's making sure they're in line so that it's not going to be.
All right.
People have to make sure they make templates for when we go back to real life, because if they start doing this in the middle of a fucking game, right? You know.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm going to put it back. Oh, I can't undo. Shit.
It's good. Yeah, he does spoil you, does UB? You get so used to being able to measure everything all the time and.
Do you remember playing Dominic Staybaker? Do you remember playing him?
Yes, I do,
He had an entire orc army, and he'd copied all the actual bases into pieces of paper. So his movement phase with him going, there's a load of paper down, just like paper across the entire table. I would go, And I love Dom to death, but then what ended up happening, he'd do all that, he'd mix it up again, and then just stay still. So literally we go.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that was when I was playing with the Empire of Dust, though. So it was literally a case of going, well, if I move forward, oh shit, there's an angle there. Oh crap. But yeah, that's what you need to do. You need to have an entire army on bases just to make it work.
Yeah. Yeah, I usually just bring a bag of 3D printed bases with me and just throw them out on the table and slide them around, and then pick up the units and set them on top of them when you're done. I wonder how many people are. I wonder how many people are going to the first time we start playing in person, like pick up their tape measure and get ready to open it, and then go, "Oh shit! If I do that, I can't undo anything," and put their tape measure down.
Broken reality. Damn.
Well, they're clever, and they put the tape measure down, right, and then they bring out another tape measure and go, they'll put that down, and then there's another tape measure, and they'll put that down, and then they go, I'll run out of tape measures, I can't move anything. Oh shit.
Sorry.
I say, one of my favorite, here we go. One of my favorite, gaming, paraphernalia is those kind of little, metal lugs. They're all 1 inch long, and then you just kind of put them all together to make.
Add them together, yeah.
Which is great because, with my army being so nimble and fast, having a 20-inch ruler, right, then you can just go, I'm in range. You can't argue about it. It's great.
Or you roll wild charge and just stick 3 more on the end and lay it back down.
There you go, done. Yeah.
So he sent the phantoms from the middle to be in the way of the berserkers without charging.
I don't think he was able to get them to be able to see.
Oh, because the Shadow Hulk was in the way. And he's tall. Okay.
Now, if you're Matt, sure, the next move you do is just fling that chariot behind the lines.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder if Tom's going to bring Shakira into the middle.
Yeah. It's kind of slightly stuck by the blocking train. It's going to have to nimble around it so it doesn't get the full.
Oh, so it can't fully clear it. No, can't see the tram lines.
It'll still be in a really good position. It just means that when he does that, the Butchers and the Shadowhawk can definitely engage him because it kind of got to that point.
Yeah, this is one of my gripes about this map is that it breaks the immersion a little bit. And like, yeah, sure, Kings of War is a really abstract game, but also when you have a piece of blocking terrain that's height 2 and you have like a height 4+ model, you're like, well, surely they can just step over it. They shouldn't be. Come on, like.
No, because there's guys there that are going to grab you. Look, they're on the wall.
Oh, is that what that's supposed to be? Oh, there's a whole story here.
There's guys in watchtowers.
Oh, with
So you
stop
couldn't
signs.
possibly just step over. 'Cause they've got a big stick.
Yeah, because that's going to happen, right? And then literally, like, so there's
It's a whole
an army
narrative.
of
now.
ogres over on the other side, and then there's just basically nightmares creating an entire army on the left. You carry on, guys. You do whatever you want.
They're actually referees. What it is.
The referees.
So-
I like
There's
to
a
think
lot
of them
like
as
yellow flags being thrown in the air, right? You know.
I like to think of them as construction workers standing there with the stop sign. No, you can't come through here. This wall's under construction. It's like, but it's only height 2. It's like it's going to be height 6 when it's done. Okay,
Yeah.
you can't come through.
If that's the case, then they should be shouting, Shakira, come over here, love. Oh,
Cat
Yeah.
farm Shakira.
get your tits out, love. Sorry. Degraded
Sounds like
myself there.
YouTube violation again.
That's fine.
I'll leave. See you later. Bye.
Officially demonetized.
Officially demonetized. Shakira, get your tits out.
All right, here, get your tits out. We don't have anywhere near the following on YouTube to have been monetized anyway, which is fine because it means
Really?
it means they don't like inject ads in the middle of the game. Like we're sitting there trying to commentate, and all of a sudden there's like a 30-second YouTube ad or something.
What Manscaped or something like that? Is that
So-
what
yeah,
they-
something like that.
yeah.
Surely by now it'll be a Shakira album. If we say it enough,
Yeah, that's it.
the algorithm will pick it up.
All right, so he's double charged a Dread Fiend and one of the Shadow Hulks into the Berserker Brave Regiment.
You can't do
He's-
that with the Fiends.
He can't do that with the Fiends. He's put both his Phantoms in front of Matt's hammers there.
I
for
don't like
units.
that because I feel like you've just wasted the Phantoms throwing themselves away because the Siege Breakers and the Berserkers have just got a different, better target now being Red Fiend.
Is-
and Shadowhawk.
It's the Standard Bearer in range of the Fiends as they got into the hill. Please, Mike.
No, I don't.
He's out. That's cool.
I mean, it's that Berserker horde. I don't like the Shadowhawk going in either.
Yeah, because if he backs up the Warlock and he backs up the
Where
Chariots,
do
he
you
can flank
reform?
them.
Yeah, like where does the Shadowhawk reform to? Because of it's now really stuck in a corner, isn't it? Where it goes.
Yeah. Yeah, you haven't fully blocked the Berserker Horde. You just funneled them towards the Shadow Hulk.
He's basically forcing him to back up now and hoping you get a high roll.
Yeah.
Butchers into the regiment flank's nice.
Although I don't know. I mean, if you get a 3+ on the Shadow Hulk, that's going to put it far enough back that they can't fit the Berserkers into the flank.
Yeah,
Sure,
but
sure.
it's a risk, isn't it? That you don't need to take really.
And you are unlocking the Chariot Regiment to then go and start
Yeah.
it.
Is the Chariot in the flank of the Dread Fiend, or is he in the front?
He's in the front.
Hmm.
All right, he has flown Shakira up to be
Shakira?
out of 3, 6, 9, 12. Not quite out of the BSB's range, but he can't see her around the Siege Breakers at the moment.
Wouldn't be a great target, would it?
Yeah, I know.
Oh, look, zoom in on that BSB. Zoom in on the BSB. Look at him. Look at him.
Zoom in on him.
Look at what he's
A
got.
British flag on there.
Enhance. That. He's got a
What's the
little
problem is that he's made that in UB because there is no flag art.
Yeah, he's made a little loop for it as well. Put the effort in, I like that.
Annoyingly,
Nope.
Matt's armies in real life are very nice looking miniatures.
Oh,
Well
they're beautiful.
painted.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the pirate crab is incredible. The Chariot Regiment.
I haven't seen his newer stuff. I saw his previous army a couple of years ago when he came over for my event, and it was nice. But I think he has gone up a notch since he's gone back and worked more. I hope to see him over here again for one of my tournaments in the future. He was planning on coming this year, but we had to cancel for obvious reasons.
I think he comes over for work quite a lot, doesn't he? So we were
He
saying that
does.
work coincides quite a lot with tournaments.
Yeah.
I want a job like that.
You want a job like that? Yeah. You say that, then you end up being like, is it Fawkes as well who does the same thing? You end up traveling all over the place.
Yeah.
When you're in and out of airports all the time, you're like, yeah, no, I don't like this.
Well, 12, sure.
Boom.
So there goes the Goblin Scouts.
So we called that.
Not a lot of damage done, but when you roll a 12 for the nerve check, doesn't really matter. And here's a flank. Butchers in the flank of a Berserker regiment. They should take care of this handily, I'd imagine.
So these butchers are actually in a really nice position here. And this might be... I wonder if this butcher charge actually was the whole thinking behind all the other charges. Because these butchers are now in a great place to grab that token.
Yeah.
It almost doesn't matter that everything else is going to get splattered and messy up there.
Yeah. All right. And to the double charge on the other regiment. We'll be looking to see what kind of reforms get. Ooh.
That was the vicious, I think, wasn't it?
That would have been vicious. So that's
no,
only a
no,
couple
that
of
was
wounds.
Yeah.
And there's 4 for the D6 plus 6.
Oh, that's not good.
Not a lot. They might not get them.
They shouldn't get them, really, should they? Is there dread on the Dread Fiend?
Yes.
There's dread on the Dread Fiend.
That does get them.
That's 5.
That doesn't.
That
Well, are
does
they
not
15
get them.
flat, aren't they? Or are they
They're
16?
15
Yeah.
flat. Yeah, they're 15 flat.
That
6 and
might
6,
not
12,
be
that's
the
13.
worst thing in the world, actually.
No,
It
I
keeps
think
the chariots.
the Berserkers are in the flank, though. Berserkers
Yeah.
are in the flank.
It keeps the
Um,
chariots
They are,
bottled
but
up.
they're also the Berserkers are harder to get in now.
because you
We
get back
can
of the
get the
chariots
Warlock
and-
out of the way.
Yeah, I think it's the Siege Breakers, the more central Siege Breakers back up a little bit. The left Siege Breakers take the Phantoms, the centre ones back up. That means you can get the Brave, the Berserker
Slide
Regiment,
across, yeah.
and the Chariot Regiment into the Shadowhawk together. You've got Bane Chant. The Chariots are coming in at crushing 1, Thunders 2, with Sharpness, so they're on 2s. And you've got an alright chance of picking up a Shadowhawk there. I think you've just got to get the Warlock out of the way as well.
But yeah, you just send the Warlock into the Phantoms, don't you?
You can do. I think, yeah, I'd rather not, because I think then he gets picked up by the Butchers. Because my issue putting the Butchers in there is that the Butchers aren't quick enough. They're only speed 6. So basically, after a kill, if he backs up 1 inch, which he would automatically if he wanted it, he'd be out, and those Butchers are in range to capitalise next turn.
Do you use the boomers into the flank of the into flank on the Phantoms?
I don't know. He's got a lot of options. Like he's definitely got a lot of options here.
But I think the Shadowhawk and the Butchers. If you put the boomers in the flank, then they're going to be out of arc, aren't they? Is that right? And then
Yeah, I think so. Oh, maybe not. Well,
It depends on when you do the charge. If you do it after the Braves are out of the way, you might center up out of his arc.
because they're
There's
not
no-
guaranteed with the hindered to kill them there, are they?
Right.
So it looks like I think he was checking. I think he was just looking to see if he could get both in,
100%. Yeah.
which he could. But again, it's on 5s for the boomers. You shouldn't kill anything there.
They're a good multi-role unit, but they're not good enough to take on a horde of Butchers, are they?
I would be just shooting this turn with the Butchers personally.
Yeah.
If they get charged, so what? Yeah, exactly. You've got the time, haven't you?
And actually, you could actually just back up to make it a hinder charge as well.
Yeah.
It depends. It's those phantoms. How do you get rid of the phantoms? Otherwise, they're just going to be clogging you up, aren't they?
Yeah. How many attacks does the Warlock have? Just 3, probably?
3.
Two.
Yeah.
2. I guess he could drain life them.
Yeah.
But you would be using the drain life on either the Dreadfiend or the Shadow Hulk, wouldn't you? Just to,
Yeah. Just to make that easy.
the big issue he's got is those fiends coming off the hill. How do you actually get those guys? Because fiends off a hill actually give you a good try, don't they? I mean, what are they going to be hitting on? 4s and
4s.
Crush 1, Thunder 2, yeah.
It's only 6-7 damage.
Yeah,
It's not.
true.
It's not massive, is it? I mean, you've also got Dread Fiends, which then adds Dread into the equation as well, and Shakira.
Yeah, but you can only get the Dread Fiend in if there's space for it.
Yeah.
Although you can put them in range to gain the Dread. But what is the left-hand unit the one with the Staying Stone or the one with Wrath on the Siege Breakers?
Staying Stone.
Yep.
So, yeah, the one with Fury is the one currently in on the Phantoms. Okay, so it looks like he's thinking about not taking the flank of the Shadow Hulk? Or he's trying to figure out if he can get the chariots through.
Yeah.
The Warlock can just turn around because it's nimble, over-rotate more than 90 and just walk into that little spot between the chariots and the Siege Breakers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, true.
It's not casting, but it's out of the way and it's not in
He
range.
can still cast. He can probably still see the phantoms and drain life them, unless of course obviously he gets blocked by the Braves moving across.
I like why he's gone back now, but I liked the move with the Siege Breakers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, now he's thinking about that one. Yep. Coming into the flank with the boomers.
I think the thing here is not to rush. He's got lots of really nice options and lots of things you can do, but he doesn't need to panic. You know,
I think one thing I like about Yubi is you can try a lot of things out first.
Yeah.
So you can really go, well, what happens if I do that? What happens if I do this? And then you can then really build a picture of where your army could benefit.
I think it's a trading tool. That's brilliant. You've got to be careful not to get too used to it because it's not helpful on the tabletop. And also the clocks on UB tend to be very generous for those sort of things.
Mm-hmm.
If you were playing like this on the tabletop, you'd clock out very, very fast. So I think I got backing up the chariots. He wants that flag, doesn't he? See, yeah, he can get it that way, but I don't dislike that as an option.
Because key really for him is taking out the Shadow Hulk, taking out the Phantoms. The other fiends at the bottom as well, they're going to be in range no matter what, aren't they?
Yeah, yeah, they're coming in.
But by just having that kind of like he did earlier with the Siege Breakers, just having that kind of separation just means that you can't get two fiend hordes in.
Yeah, but just by staggering your lines everywhere. Because it's a big old front, is that fiend horde, isn't it?
It's huge. Because it would almost be better putting the Siege Breakers in now before he moves the Siege Breakers across. So if the Siege Breakers go in now, then they would not slide as much across, and then you could allow yourself to then never have the threat of two fiend hordes hitting you.
Yeah, that's true.
So here, if he's going to charge the Siege Breaker into the Phantoms, he could then countercharge the Dreadfiend with the Berserker Regiment and then just sidestep the Warlock to get him out of the way and wouldn't have to back him up, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure why he's committed to backing him up.
Just get him out of the way of the Berserkers. Berserkers in the flank. Are they hindered at the Berserkers? That's a good question.
Berserkers
Depends
don't care.
on how they've... No, Berserkers are still hindered, aren't they? They've not got cap.
Oh no, they got Wild Charge, not Pathfinder. My fault. Depends on what part of that terrain they're counting as the terrain.
Yay!
Yep.
Yeah, that's going to be enough. He doesn't need to do any further than that. We could be here for hours.
Yeah. Yep, that's it. There it is.
Yep.
Bush.
There you go.
Two drills.
Found it. I still like, because he's going to struggle quite a lot with the reform after that. I still like the Breakers to be in against the Phantoms to move everything along to the left so that you've got something.
Yeah, it's true. You could, yeah. I don't know if there's a guarantee though to kill the Shadow Hulk. What you're rolling against
Not
him?
at all, no.
It's
You got Bane Chant.
75 attacks, 4s and 4s, isn't it?
Yeah, you've got Bane Chant, haven't you? And
Yep, you can throw Drain Life in to pick up a couple of wounds.
yeah,
before.
even heal
Oh,
them
there
for the vicious.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting double charge here.
Yeah, for what you were saying, John, I would have preferred what I did before, just for that staggering of lines.
Yeah, just let them all over.
It should be irrelevant. You should kill them. And actually, if you don't kill them, then you're delighted there because it's just another piece in the way.
Right.
He hasn't sent it up properly there, though. I'm not going to shoot him that. But anyway,
Sloppy player.
it's just incredible. You just get lazy, don't you, when you're playing this UB?
Yeah.
I have to admit, it literally takes. I mean, the most annoying thing about UB is just going, on the tabletop, you just go, there you go, we sent it up, right? How many degrees are you at with that game? I'll take away 180. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, so he's moved the standard bearer over, look in the direction of the horde of
Yeah, it's going
berserkers,
to throw out a Bane Chant there.
Yep.
It should do it, I think. It's 30 hits. Assume the Bane Chant, it's 20 damage, isn't it? It should.
Bane Chant 2. Bane Chant 2 is not a guarantee, is it?
No,
No, 5%.
I never rely on Bane Chant 2. Bane Chant 2 is one of those kind of like, I missed it.
But it's still 15 damage, even without Bane Chant.
Sure.
Yeah.
And they're what, dash 20, I think?
Yeah,
What was that about?
Definitely.
Definitely covering the swing rather than needing, a vital component.
Not sure what he was thinking about doing with Namagarok there. Trying to walk forward and grab the token, maybe?
Yeah. 2 fingers up. Come the token.
Come
What
get
are you
me.
gonna do about it? No. Oh, hang on. Oh, yeah. You're a giant equivalent. Run away. So has Tom only killed he's only killed the Goblin Scouts, hasn't he? All right. Goblin
Yeah.
Scouts.
Yep. Goblin Scout to a Butcher Horde is so far, I think, the kills we're looking at.
It's going to start racking up, though.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
The
Turn
points
3
are
is the turn
gonna
where
fly
stuff
in.
happens. So I guess Matt is just trying to decide, okay, he's thinking about this charge again here. Might actually be doing it this time. Checking to see if he can reform to get out of the Shadow Hulk after he's killed them. Which he can, so he's probably going to stick with that charge. And now he just needs to decide what to do with these last 4 units in the middle of the table. Probably not that.
Probably not that.
Probably not that.
Yeah, the Butcher's going to take the flank. 5s and 3s, isn't it? It's going to be 5s and 3s on those.
Buttons.
And
Yeah,
they're
that's
what, 11?
Oh, you're right.
aren't they?
Yep. John's keeping count for us. Tom also did kill the Braves Regiment.
Nice.
The charge into the Fiends. Yep, you're right.
Oh, yeah, I did. Yeah. Brr. Who killed the Braves? Oh, the Butchers.
The Butcher is bringing him,
Oh,
which did leave that Butcher Horde in a much better position than they were the turn before. It's good that he's finally got them out of from behind the blocking terrain and looking at a token and ready to back up his charges on the left side of the table here. Matt taking his time, figuring out what to do, but this is a pretty critical turn. And if he gets these right, it'll set him up really well for the rest of the match. This is not where you want to make a mistake.
Yeah. I up until this point, like Matt's been taking a couple of YOLO charges, hasn't he? You know, with the Braves and the Goblin Scouts. So rightly, he's taken his time, hasn't he? Just I don't know if Tom needed to commit as hard as he has.
Maybe it's the getting one of your hordes shot to death makes you move in earlier. I don't know. That's
That's psychological panic, isn't it? You know,
it is. But like I feel like that side of the table was his more alpha strikey side of the table. So turn 3 is not necessarily a bad turn to start going in with everything.
So thinking about it philosophical. Oh, I'm going to give up. The P word. So in terms of points, he's actually ahead because having killed the Braves, the Red Goblin Scouts and the Braves, he's actually ahead in points despite the fact he's lost a unit. So if he stayed a little bit cagey, would he still then be going, well, I'm not lost as much as I was expecting? But I think the issue is he's feeling that right flank wasn't as tough as it was. And he was possibly pushing left, whereas if he was pushing right, it had made more sense because he'd had a better charges against the boomers. I don't know.
I don't know. I still feel like Tom's in really good in a pretty good position on the left side because he's still got a Dread Fiend and a Planer that could just walk up and pick up those 2 tokens while the Fiends and the Butchers are busy fighting Matt's stuff for a couple more turns. And if they get those and then just start backing away, he could. That's still the game, you know.
And I think that was the game plan. I always thought the left flank looked quite strong for Tom there because all those scoring units and just a lot of bodies you can throw forward to get in the way.
I think that your overall deployment, would you put the Butchers in front of the Boomers, or would you put the Fiends in front of the Boomers?
I mean, the Fiends do get minced by Boomers if they get a shot. I know they've got the speed advantage.
In this scenario, it didn't make a difference.
No, it didn't at all.
But they'd have had a charge.
They'd have had a charge, but
they had Caterpillar as well, didn't they? They had Caterpillar.
One's got Striding and the other's got Caterpillar. So he really, lining them up against Boomers, knowing that the Boomers are going to step back and try to hinder your charge, and you just laugh at it and hit them anyway. Yeah, maybe he should have swapped those 2.
Yeah, ideal work, but that's the problem with the deployment. I didn't see necessarily how the deployment worked out, but thinking about it
was a conscious choice.
Yeah.
What we
Damage is coming out. Not sure what from.
I think that was 2 damage that she had from the initial Red Scout charge.
Yeah.
So the Warlord done the right thing. I think that Warlord being there is just. I mean, having that Warlord there almost ties up that token there, just in one go.
Nobody wants 7 attacks in the flank.
Oh, never mind.
Not so much this time.
Peaks and troughs.
Yeah, I was going to say I'd take that after the previous turn.
Yeah,
I'm going to say they're still on their victory lap. They haven't come back yet.
Look at, where was that last turn? Well,
I do like how they could, they could perfectly see the horde of Butchers, but the 7-story tall gigantic Shadow Hulk is invisible to them.
All right, there's the Bane chant rolled like we were expecting on the horde of Berserkers.
Got it.
Yeah.
And then does Nom heal the where is Nom? Oh, it's next to the Boomers.
Yeah,
he's over there. I'm guessing we'll see a Dring live.
I think what happened is he got his powder wet. And
he's sketching the puddle.
Too long in that puddle. Where is?
He's getting ahead of himself. He's figuring out where he's going to reform to.
That's cocky as hell, isn't it?
Another thing you can only do on UB.
You charge in, don't you, and check before you do the charge, and it does just feel overly cocky. It's going right. Once I've destroyed you, I'll just stand like this.
Oh no!
What was that for?
Bane
I'm
channeling.
No,
Either
already got
beat or
Bane.
heal.
What's Nom Nom got? That's 2 dice. Hold on.
Ah, Bane Chant.
Bane Chant. Okay. Oh no, he's got Bane Chant 3. Ah, there it is. Bane
Yeah,
Chant
he's
3.
got Bane Chant 4 there, surely, hasn't
I was
Oh,
gonna say,
yeah,
yeah.
because it's in between hordes.
One's just a 5 dice. Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh. There it is.
I was going to say, because he's got Bane Chant 3 plus 2, so it's 5.
But he got there in the end.
All right. So now he probably has a drain life left. Yeah.
it?
All right. Drain life on the Shadow Hulk. Sure. 3 hits. Is that just one?
Yeah, just the one. But one can make the difference.
Every little bit helps.
You have Shakira, Tom. And her hips don't lie.
All right. On to combat. Let's see where he starts. He's got a few. All right. Gonna start with the Siege Breakers.
He's watching the stream. Hang on.
Yes, because name me another Shakira song.
He was
Yeah,
in
that one. Yeah. Shut up.
Oof. 11 and 10 rolled for Nerve.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's plenty on Phantoms.
Needing
After
any
doing,
three.
like, what, 16 wounds?
Is that a backup, I'm going to guess? Yeah.
Yeah, I think you've got to.
Yeah,
Up
so
to
you've
the backstab.
got your stagger back there, haven't you? That's all you need.
It
Yeah.
stops the fiends double charging them.
Yeah.
Oh,
Stops the
the
Dread
double
Fiend
charge
flanking
on-
as well.
Okay, but
It'd
you
be close to it anyway, to be honest. But
show you the stagger the one on the left though, rather than one in the middle.
But I
No,
think the
'cause
Dread
it's-
Fiend had a flank.
Yeah, the Dreadfiend meta flank, and he's got the BSB behind, so he can't back up more than he wants to because he's got a backstop with that one.
Yeah, but you can double charge the front of the ones on the right, can't you? Oh, the ones on the left, can't you?
yeah, but not with both fiend hordes.
You can.
Now the one of the fiend hordes can't see because the other fiend hordes in front of it.
On the hill.
Is
yeah.
it? Yeah, but they're height 4, aren't they, in the Fiend Horde, so they can see over everything.
So first one's done 4 damage on the regiment.
Oh.
On the Shadow Hulk.
Mm-hmm. That puts him up to 5, so
Good start.
15 away
15 away.
from snakes. Or from
Many
devastating
attacks coming.
instances. Yep.
Yeah.
He's trying to put all the dice together so that, you know, he can roll them in one go.
Yeah,
He's
gotta get
going
both
to have
hands.
to bring out the extra dice tin and then go, well, I don't want to roll the red dice. I just want to roll the black dice. And Jesus Christ, it doesn't take this long.
But I'm using big picture dice and I can't hold them all in my hand.
Yeah, that's it, yeah. So you're kind of doing this.
Yeah. You're using the special Northern King's dice. Rolled nothing but 6s.
And destroyed some miniatures when I rolled them, and then some apologies in between.
I've only got 10 picture dice, and one of them I was playing in a church, and one of them fell into the crack, and now it's disappeared, and I'm never to find it again.
Yeah, that's it.
It really hurts when that one dice of the set of 10 goes, and you're down to 9. You're like, well, I can't roll them now; it's impossible.
Yeah. Did I use the anti-bac gel on my hands before I rolled them? I mean, your mask has slipped. Everything.
Yeah.
All right, well, whatever he's doing, his clock's still running.
I'll be honest. I think it's Tom gone for a piss, hasn't it? He's just gone, fuck this for a laugh. All right. I'm going to stall time somehow.
I should have brought a bristle dwarves.
Oh.
Yeah, that's it, yeah. Why my Hexcast has been nerfed? God damn it.
Okay, well, they've now charged a different target. And the 4 damage has gone on the Dread Fiend.
Okay.
Oh, cheating bastard.
And the 1 damage has gone on there.
Has he done this while Tom's gone to the toilet? I'm very southern of you.
I think that's not necessary. I don't think that's a good idea, though. I'll be honest.
Nerve check. That's a 7. That'll be an 11 on the. I'm
Fine.
assuming the Dread Fiend now.
14, 16, I think Dread Fiend's it.
14, 16, I thought, yeah.
14, 16, I
Oh,
thought it was
Lauren,
13, 14.
how many points are they again? Like 125?
135. Yeah,
135. They're really
very,
good.
very, very good.
A lot of nerve.
So he hasn't done anything, has he?
No.
Rubbish.
That's not a great damage roll.
13.
13 damage, yeah.
Lots of ones and twos. 23
Yeah.
dice.
No, that's all right. All right. Yeah, there
10.
you go.
When
Have
you
to
roll
do
a
it again,
10.
yeah.
That's him.
No.
When in doubt, just roll really, really well.
Right.
He did need a 5 twice, in fairness.
He did.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, we've all needed a 5 try in fairness and rolled a 4, right? How many times have we done that?
Yeah, he didn't need a 5 twice. It was on
Brutal.
14. Oh, brutal, yeah.
Brutal.
Sorry, yeah, you're right.
Is it an ogre army? Is it brutal? Yes. Oh.
Other people still forget. It's like, oh yeah, they've got brutal army. Yeah, it's ogres. They've always had it, and every
See,
single level.
this is the issue with this reform now, is giving a flank
Yeah,
to that
yeah,
bush.
because he did- yeah. Fucking stupid.
Oh,
I got the Dreadfiend there.
gosh, I meant to be in combat with a Dreadfiend for a better reform.
Because he did the reform anyway. Anyway.
What was it
Nah,
Tom was saying, that we were
he
going to be
came
really biased against him? Idiot, Matt.
I live in the south, and I still think he's up there. What a penis. Anyway.
All right. Boomer's probably hindered in the flank.
10 hits. Yeah, 9 damage, I think.
7 and a 10. Sure, just
fuck
always
hell.
roll over at 7
Right.
7 or up for your
Yeah,
nerf
yeah.
checks. You'll be fine with this game.
Well, did he need to kill him? Was it like a 12? Was it, or then,
Yeah,
Three
4
to
twice.
go.
You know, with a 4?
Four
Yeah.
twice.
Very well, actually.
Thanks to Brutal, a 4.
Mm-hmm. I just why? What you? It's so hard.
Do you run forward here, or do you just reform out of arc?
I think you reform.
Yeah.
Keep going. Yeah.
Yep.
Checking. Yeah.
No, you need 2.
That's
like that.
2.
Just reform. There you
Yeah,
go.
just
See that?
there you go. Now you're done. You're fine.
If the Butcher Horde charges you there, then you're laughing because they're not flanking your berserkers.
Yeah, your berserkers.
Yeah, take that.
I think that's a fairly nice trade for him anyway, because then the chariot will come in and the chariots.
Yeah,
and boom.
exactly.
Sure, yeah.
It's a decent trade. I'd rather not. Like, I think it's a trade you didn't need to make.
Is that Mind Screen, Shadow Hulk in range of Nomi Nom Nom?
Yeah.
Why? Because I would take that. It's got Strider.
Mhm.
And you've not. I know you've got a flank from the, but yeah, I'd still take it at this stage over there.
It can put you in the rear lines, and there's not much that can really stop you then if you get into the rear lines, turn left, except you're going to lose the right flank anyway, but then you've got a chance in the rear.
Yeah, I mean, you can still run over there with your planar apparition and try to pick up the middle token and just make him spend a couple of turns killing the planar to get it back.
Within snare as well, yeah, and regen.
Yeah.
Actually, you've got enough.
Yeah.
You know, you can hold those units up there for the rest of the game.
Yeah. All right, clock has switched over. Tom's got about 45 minutes going into the top of turn 4. So last turn he sent a whole wave forward, and now just a Dreadfiend is left. And we're in the bottom half of the game.
It's a shame that Fiend Horde is on the hill there, stopping the double charge into the Siege Breakers. I know they're going to get Thunderous off the hill, but I'd be looking at Tom now for that back Fiend Horde to be going grabbing that token.
Do that? Oh, Dreadfiends are height 4, so they can
Yeah,
see the
they're
ogres.
nice,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So,
They're so good. Oh my
they're
god.
unbelievably good, yeah.
Yeah.
That's like the perfect chaffy, fighty, yeah.
I was just about to say, like, wait, how does it have line of sight to that horde? And then I was like, oh wait, it can see over them. Yeah, Joey Greek used to play with a bunch of those when he played Night Stalkers. They were really annoying to deal with.
you can see there, they can't see from behind. No, it's a good move.
Yeah.
so many of these hills are really small, so you can see over the top of them.
But he's always good, so it was all right. Fiend's a height 4 anyway, so see over a normal.
I know, but I just had to throw in the ribbing anyway. You know.
It's the last game of the round. This is our last chance. We have to get them all out of our system.
No, we've got one tomorrow. We've got more for that. But anyway.
Oh, you're right. We do have another one tomorrow. My bad. You're right. We do have a Sunday game. Speaking of which, that's going to be 7:30 GMT, 2:30 Eastern, or 4:30 Argentinian time.
And instead of Shakira, we're going to have Beyonce.
We're just going to go through the women of pop now.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, we maybe should start lower and then go higher. I don't know.
Who's Lady Gaga in that? Gorgas.
She's got to be the odd one out. Who's going to be the odd one out? Because Madvol is probably a good, good Gaga. You know?
I think Madfall are more of like Nicki Minaj kind of thing.
You're showing too much knowledge of the pop world, I have to say now, Tom. Right?
I'm fairly sure Nicki Minaj is a lizard person, so that would make sense.
I'm guessing there are going to be some really questionable edits to the Kings of War wiki by tomorrow morning.
I love it. Custom map forward is a Nicki Minaj of the Kings of War world. I love it. Oh, Panathor. You know, this is the wiki. We don't talk about. Yeah. Is it? I mean, I have to admit that it's really swung in Matt's favour at the moment, hasn't it? Just looking at the way everything's fallen.
It hasn't though, because he still doesn't have any of the tokens.
Right, and Tom is still in really good position to. Well,
Oh.
but Tom is still in great position to walk up, pick up 2 tokens, and keep blocking Matt off.
Yeah.
For at least another turn or two.
So the Butcher Hordes flank the Berserkers, and that's holding up a lot there. That Dread Fiend can grab the left-hand side one.
Mm-hmm. The planer, what, fly 7?
No, they don't fly the planer. That's the one thing they don't do.
Go there?
Don't think so.
They probably do.
The Mind Screech does.
Planar
I know, but I'm
apparition.
fairly sure Planar Apparitions have all the rules, so...
I think there's just a little rule in the player now that it says it has what rule you need at that time.
Yeah, it has the Grey Knight special rule.
Yeah, the Grey Knight one, which is just whatever rule you require at that moment, you've got it.
The grey what?
The old 40k Grey Knights, they just had whatever rule they needed at that particular time.
Yeah, no, you're correct. It doesn't fly, and it doesn't have Pathfinder either.
Oh, it's crap.
So it can't.
Doesn't have all the rules.
So it can't run out of that puddle and pick up that token this turn.
This turn.
It'll take 2 turns to get there, and then turn around with Nimble and be ready to run away, or just stand there with Ensnare and come at me, bro.
So Shakira has flown somewhere. I can't see where she's gone. Oh, she's behind.
Yeah, I think she's gonna
gone 10, so I think she's gonna do her trick.
Gonna shake her hips at the chariots and pull them across so they're hindered.
Yeah. It's throw 7, isn't it? It's quite a high in throw as well.
It's good.
Oh, she's gone back again. She's disappeared.
That would be
She
impressive
has lied.
if she could do that and put 1 wound on them so they lose Thunderous.
I think that would be a waste of her, though, to be honest. Because on the counter, they will kill her. And then just spit.
Yeah. Because they're still crush 1,
Crush
aren't
1.
they?
Yeah, crush 1.
Yeah.
With
15
sharpness.
attacking on a 2.
Yeah, 2s. Yeah.
There's a lot of beam chance sticking around as well.
She's not in snare, is she? She's not in snare.
No.
No.
I actually don't rate her as much as people think. She's
good in the right
165
place.
points. She has
Yeah.
a lot of points. She basically does the same job as a Shade.
Only far better.
Yeah,
Not
but Shades
far
is still
better.
130 points though.
Well,
I
I
mean,
think
it's
2 extra
still-
crushing is...
2 extra
Quite
crushing and
a lot.
Strider is she's good, but I just think 165 points is a lot to be spending on an individual.
There's only 35 points more than a Shade, isn't it? Or 30 points more than a Shade.
But that's 35, so quite a lot of points.
Yeah, but that's fearless and 2 crushing and
Yeah, I know.
throw. think
She is good, and she's certainly,
And she doesn't
You know,
lie.
and she doesn't lie. There is that.
Does not lie.
Oh, sorry, hips
Where-
don't lie. Her mouth can tell all kind of
she,
bullshit.
She lies a lot. She's a night stalker. She's not a very nice person, but the hips are very, very honest.
Look at the eyes, not the hips. Oh no, look at the hips, not the eyes. I don't know. So, in terms of, do you want to hear some stats? Because I have some stats.
Yeah, stack corner.
Pretty much completely useless. But at the moment, Matt has 640 kill points. So compare that to 240 for Tom. He's ahead by a little bit, and I think in position-wise he's pretty good. Although I think he's going to lose a Berserker Horde here.
Probably.
Yeah.
Should he lose the Horde?
You should, but again, you're looking at 4s.
I suppose he should. Yeah, it's still 18 hits and 2.
You could get 10 hits very easily.
Yeah.
There's a bitterness in your voice there, I think, Tom. In terms of rolls for the average nerve roll, it's very close. So 7.6 to 7 1/3.
Are you running it through Nick's spreadsheet live?
No, I'm just making up as I go along.
I love it. This is great.
So they're very close in terms of nerve rolls. There's only like 0.27 or 0.2666. Well, anyway, the average nerve roll required, Matt has actually needed a 10 on the average roll required, whereas Tom has only needed a 6.4. And having looked at that, I realised I've actually recorded it in the wrong place. So, hold on.
You had one job. The only reason we brought you here is one job.
Stuck my ball.
I can't. You're in tier 4.
Good point. I'll post them to you. You can do it.
Would actually be a crime.
It'd be very illegal.
So I do think at this point Tom needs to be looking at every way he can to delay Matt and grab hold of tokens. That Fiend Horde now, I would be thinking more as for grabbing tokens than for, or even setting yourself up to delay something again next turn. Shakira's mighty, so she can delay and get in the way.
Yeah.
Right,
That
do me a
Fiend's in
favour.
a really nice position.
Can you throw Shakira into the back set?
How does
siege
that get there?
breakers?
Because he flies.
It doesn't fly.
They fly now.
We've been over this.
Haven't you seen Star Wars? They fly now. That's funny, guys, isn't it? You remember that? Star Wars? Isn't that funny? Hey.
Mike, can you do me a favour and then scroll up to the... I'm trying to do these stats properly. Scroll up to the beginning of Matt's last turn. just scroll, all right?
just the start of the game, and then slowly roll it back down.
What are we looking for?
You've got it. This is the only reason why why John's here to be relevant.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And also being southern and particularly good looking. Those things as well. Yeah.
There's where he started shooting, so that's where he started rolling dice.
Oh, I don't like that. So he's sending Shakira in
Scroll
with
down again, so it's next to him.
the Fiends. I know he's doing it to tip the combat, but
You are risking.
basically he needs as many pieces as he can to delay at this stage, and by doing that, you're losing 2 in 1 because the siege breakers will kill Shakira and then get the overrun.
And then overrun. If he kills it though, Shakira with crush 3 has got a chance. So they crush 2 on the. Yeah, it's not going to do it.
Yeah.
Mike, just scroll down a little bit just so I can see the first nerve roll he makes.
Yeah, it's a.
So they should do 7 damage, and then
I think
Shakira
that
should
was
add another 2 or 3 to that.
Yeah, it's a first thing. And hips don't lie. Yeah, keep going.
Have you noted that down?
Now
There you
we're
go.
at
It's 11 and the 10. There we go. Got it.
Okay.
So he's moved the player now in such a way that next turn it can go the double and grab the token,
Yep.
which I like, and also heal the damage on there. Yeah, I like all of that except Shakira. I know he's going for the big play of killing the siege breakers, but it's just not likely.
Over here in the middle, are we thinking what? Shadow Hulk and the Nom Nom to shut him down?
There's not a bad. I don't think there's a bad case for just walking onto the token.
Yeah, I think at this stage, grab the token.
Like you walk onto the token with the Shadow Hulk, the Butchers walk up and then cover the Shadow Hulk's flank from the Warlord.
Yeah, actually, at this point, the Shadow Hulk is pretty safe.
Now that the Berserkers are the Berserker Horde's probably going to die, the Boomer Horde's then going to have to commit, really. And if it turns around, then it turns around and it wastes a turn.
Mm-hmm.
So he seems to be backing up the Butchers. I'm not sure. Yeah, I would very much want to move the Butchers up.
Doing it. He's doing it.
You've seen
There
it
it
on
goes.
them.
He's
Yep.
becoming the one.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, they're fucking-
hold on. Wait. Where you
Oh,
go?
he's checking his reform.
Oh, he is, yeah.
He's checking his reform.
And you realise it would be a flank. The problem is that the chariot does cover the rear. Just
And Coslow as well, isn't he? Coslow still in there as well.
yeah, not as big of an issue as the chariot, but
Coslow's still like it. Because the thing is, he's a super dread, isn't he? He's like a dread but not dread.
yeah, he's everything doesn't like him, much like Nicki Minaj.
Yeah.
Mm.
But it does stack a
And-
brutal, which is really
There
nice.
you go. Nicki Minaj of like. Anyway, do you actually want some realistic stats then?
Go on then.
Come on, John.
So the current kill points is completely correct. I had not messed that up completely. But the nerve rolls are completely different. So Tom has rolled an average of 6.25, so 6.25. So he's actually rolled quite low on his average nerve rolls, whereas Matt has rolled over, so 8.3. So he's actually, there's a big separation. There's a big separation between the two rolls. The average nerve roll required. Oh,
Only one heal. Ugh.
He didn't debug all. Carry on.
the average nerve rolls was exactly the same, pretty much. So 7.37 and 7.46. So if you look at it objectively, they're pretty much the same rolls that they needed. But it was from Tom's side, he's rolled 8 nerve rolls, whereas Matt has rolled 13, and 8 of those have been successful. So 2/3 of his rolls have been successful in terms of death, whereas it's only 3 from the side of Tom. So nerve rolls have had a big impact on it. Have had a big impact.
There's a 7 rolled after doing 3 damage to the Siegebreakers with the Dread Fiend, which will do nothing to them.
Laugh in their face.
Shakira's got 2 hits. 2 damage.
Yep. 2 hits converts to 2 damage, and now we'll see what the Fiends coming off the hill can do. Which
Yeah,
is
it's a big one.
Good start. 10,
7?
I think.
Six.
Oh,
7,
7.
10.
Is it?
So,
Maybe it's vicious.
And
Oh,
Vicious.
pretty
Couple
good.
more with Vicious. Puts him at 11.
Means what, 6 to kill?
6 twice. Up, and
No,
there's
no.
4.
5 twice. Because of the dread.
Yeah.
5 twice because of Dread, but that's a 4.
That does waver.
yeah,
Dread,
it's-
but then-
it is still
Like-
waving.
It's still a waiver. I'd take it though.
Is it still a waiver?
Yeah, because they are
16,
they
17.
need a 5
Yeah.
and they don't have the fury.
Yep. Staying stone. Right. Dread Fiend over here. All right.
That's pretty
There's a
good.
10 and a 6. So they'll still nope. That's enough. With
Yeah,
Dread,
because
that's
the dread is, isn't it? Yeah.
Dread, that'll just get him at 15. Yep. So the Dread Fiend picks up the Berserker Regiment. Probably going to go onto the Butcher Horde in the flank of the Berserker Horde.
I'd run him forward, I think, there. Just to...
Just to try to get in the way of the chariots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because what you really don't want is...
Mm.
The Fiend unit on the left is pretty safe, isn't it, at the moment? Unless, I mean, even if they back off, they're pretty safe.
Yeah, they're... I don't see how anything could get into them.
Nah, I think you dodgy if you can even get to Essenshira for the overrun.
I was going to say, you don't want to expose a flank to the siege breakers, because if you expose a flank to the siege breakers, they take that charge, and then the chariots go into the front of the other Dreadfiend, don't they? Maybe not, no, because he's still got 4 damage hanging on that guy.
Looks like he's still thinking about it. No, he's still turning it.
Ooh, okay.
He's worried about the boomers.
Yeah.
12.
16 hits.
Uh,
6. That'll still get him.
dash 18 or dash 19?
Dash 18, but that gets them twice.
So
Yep.
the dread would have got them.
Yeah. All right. So that picks up the Berserker Horde, the Butchers in the flank.
And it's worth noting that dread got 2 units killed there.
It's a very, very, very powerful rule.
It is. It's very, very powerful and a very cheap unit.
It's almost like Night Stalkers get all of the rules.
Yeah.
It's almost like get brutal built in. No.
No, better than Brutal. Much better than Brutal.
Better than Brutal, yeah.
As well as Stealthy and what's it called? Mind Thirst.
Yep. And that was the last combat.
So they're no one dead. They're no one dead, like, let's be honest.
Yeah, that's it. Who uses undead? That's like a crutch.
Yeah. Playing the game on easy mode.
Yeah.
All right, bottom of 4.
Just 15% more points than everybody else.
Yeah. I nearly forgot to get my quick undead bashing. I'm glad I remembered at that moment.
All right, so over to Matt for bottom of turn 4.
And so this is what I meant by I didn't think Matt actually was in the strongest of positions, because you look now, and I don't see how Matt gets a token easily.
Well, it's still bottom of 4, so still, I think he can still take out those fiends on the left. The fiends on the left are going to be his issue, I think.
Yeah, they're safe. So the siege breakers are effectively now dead next turn, but at least it's a turn delayed.
Would you put the sharpness chariots and the warlord into the flank of the butchers in the middle?
Yeah, I think you need to. I think that needs to be. Is he in range, the chariot, for the flank?
Let's see. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16, 17.
No,
How
he's
fast
out.
is he? 8? He's out.
No,
Yeah, wild
I think he
charge?
can do boost of nature. That'd be fine. No, he doesn't.
No, speed 8. All right, so he can't quite get there.
Cuslow? The Cuslow's not going to be in range either, because he's only movement 8 as well, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
He's going to have to drain life.
as well. Or?
Yeah, but they're going to be hindered, aren't they?
Double charge, yeah.
Something though, isn't it?
You kind of need the 2 or 3 extra damage to make that save, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because how many attacks has the chariot regiment got?
It's only
15 now, is it?
15,
It's
18.
15 attack, but they're going to be hitting on 2s.
2s and 2s.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like those extra few attacks in there just to really help.
But that's
You're
where
not-
Drain Life comes in. I'd have thought like Drain
I
Life.
don't think Drain Life will see there, will it?
If they hadn't had the boomers in the way.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think the Drain Life helps with the Dread Fiend
The
and
Dread
then
Fiend.
heals the.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, the standard bearer with the dread fiend.
What's the Dreadfiend in terms of defense? Is he defense 4 or 5?
Defense 4.
There's only 4, I think.
Yeah. It's,
Yeah, only 4.
So yeah, that does make a big difference. Yeah.
I mean, if you can kill the Dread Fiend, then the BSB is going to be sort of in a really good spot to run for that token.
Yeah.
Which is kind of where he needs to be. But he is going to have a Fiend Horde looking at him.
Yeah. Fiend
But
all day.
then if the Fiend Horde's committing to that standard bearer, then you're winning because it's ignoring
Yeah,
the 3 hordes.
I know, but it's
Yeah.
it's keeping things off tokens, and at that stage, that's what you need, don't you? That BSB is going to be a real key unit for grabbing tokens.
Still only turn 4. I mean, it's end of turn 4.
Yeah. Is that Warlock? Is he within 12 of that token as well? Yeah.
Not
he is.
back one yet.
He is.
I just like sneaky things like that where you set a wizard up sort of innocuously at the back. Don't look at him too often. Don't point at it,
Right.
and then run onto the point. People told me off when we did that Northern Kings video about that, accusing me of cheating. And it's almost the opposite of if you spend a lot of time and attention looking at a unit, your opponent will also do the same and watch them. But if you have a wizard just sat in a place like that at the back where, of course, a wizard would always sit there, but if you just check and make sure you know that you can get onto that token, but don't make it obvious that you're measuring it, you can get some sneaky wins by throwing units in there.
It helps in UB that you can check that without actually telling anybody. In a real life game, you're going, I'm just going to take this tape measure and just measure this. Just okay, that's fine.
What you'd have to do is honestly, I would be looking to measure something like a spell range, and then at the same time try and I've done that before. You measured lightning bolt range and gauged from that.
But it goes go back to the the Warhammer days when you had to guess like the ranges of cannons, and you just go, I'm just going to put my forearm here just for no reason whatsoever.
Tom used to be Pythagoras to guess them.
Oh, I was
Trigonometry.
Yeah.
I know that measurement, and I know that measurement.
Yeah.
So I get my calculator out.
I shot a character who come on because there's some sort of weird fan where he come on separately, so the character came on separately with his unit. So I took a mortar, which isn't exactly a character kill, and I went, that's about 3.5 inches, and placed it exactly on its head and snapped the character out. I'm like, ooh.
So far, Sarah. They never thought it'd be any good to you when you were actually learning it in maths, but now you're going, fantastic.
Yeah. It was a fun little mini game.
So what do you do with the chariot?
I think you should run him forward and then turn him 90 degrees clockwise so he gives the rear to the Butcher Horde.
I like what he's doing here with Cuzfall to Cuzlo, my fault. Nicki Minaj. I think I like it. Do I like it?
Cuzfall is their couple relationship name.
Yeah. Yeah, cool name.
Cuzfall.
Yeah. They've adopted a few children from the southern part of Panathor.
Because obviously what he's done there is set the other planar up that can also run forward and grab that token.
Oh, I don't know about that.
No, I really don't know that at all.
No.
That planar is going to be a nightmare for him because he's going to grab that token turn 5 and then you're forced to commit.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got the units to block it and guard it. And Tom's played that beautifully there. And if Matt doesn't see what's about to happen, he's going to be buggered and lose that token.
Yeah, so he really needs to move the Warlord so he'll be behind planar next turn.
I mean, he'd be better off just moving him southwards and then keeping everything else out of range.
The problem with that is he's going to bring the planar out and he's going to use the 2 of the units to box the planar in. There you go, yeah. He needs to get hold of that token or just at least stop that planar grabbing it.
I suppose one advantage, if he does actually kill those butchers, then he's going to be able to... Well, that's no, because he's got the fiends, hasn't he, coming off the hill, so he's got to be careful the fiends don't take him out.
Yeah, I like chaffing the butcher hordes there. Because basically, if that planar can get it and then have the Shadow Hulk and the butchers in front of them, then he's won that token completely.
So you're going to send the boomers in too?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
And then what? Walk Nom Nom onto the token and pick it up right now? I probably can't do that coming out.
He's going to bane chant the boomers, I think, in the into the butchers, or one of the boomers.
Yeah, but he can walk 6 and be ready for the next turn.
I like that a lot.
I'll see you're walking forward with 2 units and picking up a token this turn, and raise you doing it this turn. All right. We made a nice little circle, nice little arc of ogre units here.
Yeah.
It's very pleasing visually.
Very pleasing. Should we just take the third of the map on the right hand side and just cut it out? So we're playing on a 4x4. Let's be honest, right?
At least they both brought armies that work for that. They're fairly compact. 2,500 point army.
This is the new standard map size for the next rules update for Kings of War. Everybody, just so you know.
Yeah. It's a 3x3. Ooh.
Uh-huh.
Touchy
Yeah,
subject.
Moving over to 66 inches by 33 inches.
Yep.
Proprietary game board sizes.
Yep.
You're just going to print them out on vinyl. Done.
Oh,
Oh, Jesus Christ! What the hell was that? That was his.
that was the heel. Oh no, the Benchant. Benchant 5 again.
That was Drain Life, right?
Take that, England.
That was
Stuff it up your pee hole.
That was Nominom's Benchant 5.
Oh, was it? I thought that was Drain Life, or maybe this is Drain Life.
This is Gen Life, yeah.
This is Drain Life. Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, yeah, there's only take 3.
Take 3 wounds off of someone.
Is it Drain Life 8?
He's Drain Life 5 plus 3 for plus 1 for every horde.
Yeah.
Although, where is he? Where is he based? So, is he actually in range of 3 hordes, or is he counting the
Yes, he is.
chariot horde count?
There's a regiment, and regiments do count.
Oh, it's just orcs who don't benefit from chariot wankers. Fix that, Elliot.
I think Orcs have got a big enough fan on the ass, they don't need me.
Yeah, that's true.
Matt James is Mr. Orc.
All right, so Kuzla does 1 wound. Here's the chariot on the Shadow Hulk. Pulling 3.
I mean, they're not here to kill him, are they? If they can do.
No. 8 hits on 5 isn't bad though. Looking for a 10, right? Brutal plus Kuzlo. No, more than that.
You needed a 12.
Needed a 12, yeah. 'Cause it
Oh,
doesn't waver. Yep.
that's
All
not
right.
the result they need. But there you go.
Next combat. See if this flag guy can pick up this Dread Fiend.
Go on, you can do it.
7 wounds going into it, so it's a pretty good start.
That's in the flank as well, so yeah.
Oh, he is. Yeah.
Oh,
Oof.
just one.
Oh, that is horrible. So he needs 8. 7 with the brutal.
The
5
wait.
for waiver.
5 rolled plus brutal would waver, yeah.
It's not nothing.
No, that's worth it.
Sure.
I mean, actually, it keeps Thunderbearer safe. Oh, no,
It does.
Well,
Yeah.
No, you can do.
it's still nimble
It
and
keeps the hordes safe as well on their regiment on the right side.
yeah.
Oh.
It's still a speed 8 nimble unit, I guess. So
10
10 damage, is it? Yeah, super
10
dead.
damage. 11 and 8.
It's an 11 and 8. Still rolling nice and high for nerve there.
Mm.
And that's going to be it for combat, right? Because these guys are not
Yeah,
headstrong
they're worth it.
or
The
furious.
chariots and the boomers, isn't he?
Oh yeah, the big one.
Oh, yeah.
Chariot regiment.
What do you need? Do you need like a 3 to kill that thing? To do, probably.
Yeah,
What's this?
So
2s and
2s
2s.
2s.
11.
So good solid start.
Yep. 11 plus brutal. It's 12.
7
5
hits.
to hit.
3 more, 14, so 15, which is a double one.
Yep.
But effectively.
There's a 3, which is
Just-
still good
Right.
enough, right?
Well,
Just
yeah,
enough.
double one effectively.
Actually, he gets rid of the crappy
Brutal
rolls.
doing work as well as Dread doing work.
Yeah, yeah. It just got the wave and it just got the kill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the end of his turn, is it?
Should be.
Yeah, he needs to be really careful there. So he's looking, isn't he, to see whether he can pivot to clear the Dread Fiend, but that Dread Fiend can still move off. It's not still nimble.
Yeah, I think you just
Yeah,
back up
whatever.
again.
Yeah.
And you're safe from the fiends charging the chariots.
Yeah, I'd back up. You've got that big hammer. There's no use getting it bogged down.
If you back up far enough, you're in the flank of the fiends as well on the left side, which forces him to do something about it. It means that the Dread Fiend is going to have to chaff. Might be able to get out the right there.
Sidesteps them.
Oh, no, I think he's going for the turn.
Yeah, that's interesting.
He wants to be able to clear it, doesn't he? He's got his eye on that middle token, I think.
Yeah. But he's just going to get fiends in his face next turn. Oh,
Yeah.
maybe move.
Okay.
No, I mean,
But he can't move now. As soon as he sidestepped, he can't do anything, can he?
The boomers are safe from the fiends, at least, because in the flank from the what pit.
Yeah.
All right, top of turn 5.
Right. So Tom's going to be able to go and grab the left-hand token at least with the player now, and should delete that that horde.
Yeah.
Looks like he's going to double up with Shakira and the.
The Shadow Hulk.
Mm-hmm. It's a good bet because if you can blow through and grab that token, now's the time to do it. I mean,
So
it relies
top
on a lot
turn-
of things going well, doesn't it? Because it relies on. Oh,
So top of turn 5, does Tom wants to be basically holding 2 tokens at the end of this turn, right? That's really what the way he needs this to end up, right?
yeah. I mean, the one on the left's fairly easy for him. The one on the right requires a lot of things to go right for him there. You know, he has to break the boomers in one, overrun perfectly, and
Right.
also try and get out of the arc of those boomers.
Yep. Whereas the one in the middle now, he can try to back up a Dread Fiend to grab it, but he'll lose the Dread Fiend. I don't think he can go that far. Or run Fiends forward and then lose the Fiends.
Yeah, and you've now got those. The problem with moving Shakira is that you've now opened up those siege breakers.
Yep.
She was mighty and she was able to block them before.
Yep.
So I get what he's going for here, and he's going for the sort of the long bomb hope of doing it. But I actually would have preferred Shakira blocking the siege breakers.
Yeah.
The fiends on the hill can charge the chariots, can't they?
Yeah.
Which isn't an awful charge.
They fit, don't
it's-
they? They fit.
They should
yeah,
fit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because the boomers and the chariots are parallel with each other,
Right.
and that will
That's-
probably put them out of arc of those siege breakers.
I think they're out. I think they're out of sight because of the fiend.
Shakira's forgotten her 2 damage again. She always lies.
Yeah, I don't know that I like sending the Fiends into the chariots, because if they don't pop them...
Fiends onto the chariots have got a good chance because of what you're talking.
Coming down up the hill.
15. Well, they nerf 14, 16 or 15, 17.
Yeah, a part of the issue though is it means that the central siege breakers then get a free go at the fiends there, which probably does for them.
Yeah.
Okay.
In which case, how are you protecting this player who's on the left side token because it can't get away quick enough?
Yeah,
You
you'll have to
you
live.
go 10, and then the next turn after that, because you'll overrun. The next turn after that, the ogres are going to jump on that player's ass.
Do you send the fiends into the BSB then?
Yeah, that's an option. Does he fit though with the?
Yeah.
Is he
The-
nimble
the-
on the?
The dread fiends nimble, yeah.
Yeah, so you could get the nimble. Yeah, in that way.
Yeah, I think that's the right play. You check the chariots. And
You're trapping both the boomers and the chariots, aren't? Sorry, the siege breakers and the chariots, aren't you? Essentially.
he's going for the heel, and I don't know if that's worth it.
I suppose there's nothing to stop him turn 6 is there at this stage, so why not?
Yeah.
You might as well get another spell out of it, and you can just sidestep onto it.
So what, healing the Fiends then? Because the Dread Fiend's too far away.
Yeah, heel.
Yeah, I guess.
That means that the fiends probably aren't going too far away then as well as a result.
Right.
The Fiends aren't charging too far now.
Yeah. Need to go somewhere. It looks like their bases are overlapping a little bit. Not a big deal though.
I don't like any of them because if you pick up the Standard Bearer, then that Chariot Regiment can probably pivot around the Red Fiend. It depends where he lines up. But in either case, like that, one of those Fiend holders is going to die the turn after. And he hasn't got a way of taking the central token now either.
Right.
No.
Which means he's relying on the right hand side, and the right hand side is by no means the same. He's in a fairly good position. But again, the Chariots can come over and help on that flank, and so can the Boomers, who will be. And hindered flank, and obviously the general there on the Warlord and Chariot's got flanks and loads of shenanigans he can do.
Okay, he's going for the. That's interesting.
Yeah, I think that Fiend unit's going to kill them and sidestep to get in the way. I don't know if that's enough.
No, I don't know if it is. Not with one. He could possibly do it if he rolls a 3+.
Yeah.
I'd go for it though. I think at this stage, you need a big player like that.
This is the thing we talked about in previous. When you're behind, don't you? You have to go for a big play.
Mm.
It was interesting at the start of the game. Like Matt was doing some risky plays, wasn't he? He was going for plays that don't. If they don't work out, he doesn't lose a lot. But if they do work out, they gain him something big.
Yeah.
And
Is the
all
player
those.
nimble?
Pardon?
Is the player now nimble?
That's a good question.
But it is.
It will be.
Would it be? How much are you willing to bet?
I'm going to give you 50.
Something.
Yeah. He is nimble. Yeah.
Of course it plays.
Right, cool. When can I have 50 then?
So the player now has gone and grabbed the token in the middle. Okay,
See, the beauty of the Blanar, what you should do is go. He becomes very inspiring as well, just for a laugh. All right, because then he does then have all the rules. No. I think the big turn was the one where Matt committed a little bit by just throwing a couple of units out, and then Tom reacted. I think we were going back to the fact he lost a butcher to a shooting attack that he shouldn't have lost to. And then where he could have consolidated a bit better and then taking out the chaff units and then put himself in a better position. I think by overcommitting with the Shadow Hulk, because then he ended up losing the Shadow Hulk, didn't he? He ended up losing both of his chaff units. Didn't really gain him anything.
No, it's pretty delayed, didn't it? But not a massive amount.
He could have achieved the same thing the following turn because he had the range in terms of speed of unit. Ogres are one of those armies that are really quite strong once the combat starts because there's so many combat units in there.
Yeah, everything's combat units, I'm sure.
Everything's combat unit. Everything's got brutal. Everything. I mean, Boomers are a good example, aren't they? They're not quite trolls, but they equip themselves well enough that with another unit they really tip the balance.
Yeah, I mean, Forest Shambers are technically a melee unit, and Boomers are better in melee.
Better in combat, yeah. I was going to say my elemental lists just cry when you say that they're not combat units.
They're not really.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't mind that Forest Shambers. Like, it's always like, why are Forest Shambers? Like, they're 200 points and Butchers are 205, but Butchers get everything. And Forest Shambers, oh yeah, we've got Scout. Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, and the defense 5, not defense 4, and they got Pathfinder. Admittedly, in a map with no fucking woods, it doesn't make a difference.
Ponds. What do you want?
In a map with no woods, which is the follow in Red 5. I have to admit, it looks tough for Tom at this point in time. He's
Yeah.
scrabbling a bit.
Yep. Burning a lot of clock, but
I
trying
mean,
to
it
get
does
right.
still feel like there is a path to victory here for him, though.
Really?
I
But
mean,
it's
if things
tough.
go well in combat for him on the right side, he could still pick up
Yeah.
that token.
Yeah, you're relying on a Shadow Hulk to roll consistently twice. You need a consistent you need a good roll, sorry, for its D6. You need a consistent roll then for its attacks.
Looks like he's
Right,
gonna cast.
I don't
And
like
if
what.
anything, the stats
Oh, yeah,
tell
okay,
me
okay.
that Tom can't run no roll to save his fucking life.
Yeah,
So there's heal, I'm guessing, on the fiends.
yeah. So that's all
Getting all
gone.
4. We're guessing they got a toe on that token. I guess they're picking it up.
There you
Heal
go.
on the Shadow Hulk again. And
So
now
we
just
won that.
On to combats. Which one do you want to do first, Tom? 24. So that's the fiends on the siege breakers. Yeah. Only
Right.
9 hits.
Only 3.
3 damage, yeah. I mean, that
So we
should still
need, right?
check them, but
6
Yeah.
and 6.
gets them.
But do you
Just
need
barely.
a 3, didn't he?
See, it's a shame now, though, because he can't reform to flank, to threaten all the flanks, can he? Because he has to sidestep or stay there to protect that token carrying unit.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, best you can do, isn't it?
So the token carrying is still pretty. A boomer shotter, though, isn't it? A boomer shot and a couple of lightning bolts, and suddenly gets into a terrible position. But, yeah.
Oh, I don't like that. You gotta be. Yeah, that's what I'm checking.
Yeah, I'm going to say, yeah, you can very easily get in there. But
I would say it's not easy. But yeah, I mean,
Here's the butchers on Kuzfall.
Because for think of the children.
Ooh, that's an 11 rolled.
8 and 11.
Oh,
What
Dom?
did he need? Is he 12, 14? Is he? Because that.
yeah, but he's made a mistake there. He should have done Cuzfall first because he was minusing the nerve of the boomers as well.
Haha,
Mm.
that's true.
ooh, one from Shearer, Kira, Alan
She did,
Shearer.
yeah. One from Alan Shearer.
8
One
hits.
from Alan Shearer.
8 damage.
8 damage. Puts it at 9. 9 and 5.
No, it's
No,
9 and
right?
6, that's 15, which is a waiver. Brutal. Well, dread.
Dread. Who's got dread? Oh, right. The planer's got dread.
Shakira as well.
Oshkira has dread as well. Sure, why not?
It's just everything, every single ogre unit minus the warlock at the back is dreaded at the moment.
That's what happens when you're playing in a 2x2 foot square with like 4 units that have dread.
Yeah. There's a lot of dread in that list.
There
isn't
is.
You know.
It's
So
such a powerful rule. They do get a lot of it.
Yeah.
that's 5. He hasn't marked that unit as wavered. Did we forget about dread? Maybe. Yep. Then he. Yep.
Nah, well, I mean, it didn't matter.
Yeah.
Then you'd have got a 16, so you'd still be one away from a kill. But it's Tom, you are correct. You did fuck up. It wasn't a big fuck up. You did fuck up. I am just slightly disappointed in you.
So not blowing through there does now mean that nom 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 can grab the token.
Yep.
And it's fairly safe there. You know, she can even put a lot of heals into that boomer horde.
So is Matt really just trying to get the middle token in a safe manner right now?
So can you just check the facings of the Dreadfiend in the middle? Are they both in the flank? See, so the boomers could charge the other facing to get themselves so that they're in a really nice position to have a go for that token. Oh, they can't see it, can they? Ignore me.
No, they can't see. Yeah. We're too busy watching Hip Shake.
Move
Yeah.
the booms up so they can cover the central token,
I
and then
think so.
take your shots at the Shadow Hulk.
Yeah. Or even Shakira. Although she's stealthy. She's a stealthy individual.
I'm about to say she's stealthy and individual, isn't she? So
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't go that far. I don't like it.
Does it matter?
Well, I mean, if you're going to go that far, you might as well go even further, but you can't if you've gone 6 inch to be in range to shoot them.
I was going to say, yeah, you're not in fiend range, are you? I suppose by going that far as well, you're also leaving a bit of your flank exposed. Assuming that the chariots charge and kill the Dread Fiend,
Mm-hmm.
you're then leaving just an overhang.
Yeah. Well, the Dread Fiend's looking up table towards the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm thinking more for one of these fiends on the left.
Oh,
I
sure,
don't think they're going to be. I don't think they're going to be wasting the time charging boomers, but
Right. Let's do the one we want to do and we know that we want to do first, and then worry about everything else.
do you try and grab the token with the BSP this turn? Just to really force the point, the middle token, because it's nimble.
That's a good shout. You don't want to give up your flank to the planar apparition because it's actually also fine in combat. It's got 4 attacks, melee, 3 crush 1.
3 attacks, I think. Oh, I might follow.
What to say, or he can basically chaff both the fiends with the BSP, can't he? If he gets within 1 inch, like of the corner of one of them.
I was going to say, yeah, we only have one of them really, because
Oh yeah, I guess the one behind can still pivot through his own unit on a move or a charge. Sure, yeah, doesn't really get him in the way. But that fiend only goes 10 since it's holding a token. Yeah.
seeing as Matt went second, I would definitely be using the BSP to grab the token here, because if the planar charges, and even if he kills it,
The
you've
chariots
got another turn.
Well,
Yeah.
actually, you might not.
They should do. They'd be on 3s rather than 2s, but it'd be 3s and 2s.
So there's Nom Nom picking up the token as we expected.
Just need to be careful that Essence Shader doesn't jump over, and then use your little.
Yeah, do the trick actually. Yeah.
I mean, actually, there's fuck all you can really do about that apart from charging Essence Shader.
Which I guess he could still do with the Boomer Horde, I guess, just to keep her from flying.
And to be fair, if he does kill Shakira and then he gets an overrun on the
Shadow
big man,
Horde.
not bad.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Matt's got a lot of options. He's got a lot of decisions to make. Unfortunately, they are all quite good decisions.
Yep. And he's only got 15 minutes left on his clock.
Oh, bloody hell.
And the chariots flank the Shadowhawk. Yeah, I guess they could. Well, they can't get around the Dread Fiend.
Maybe.
Squeeze
I don't
between
think
the Dread Fiend and Shakira.
Yeah. And I don't know that this guy's line. Yeah, they might be too long. They might nick this terrain.
And I think you're actually better guaranteeing that. I think the chariots will be in a better position from where they've killed the Dread Fiend than they would have if they'd killed the Shadowhawk.
Well,
Yeah.
the Fiend's in covering the token. The Fiend's covering the token? As in the one on the hill.
They've picked it up. They grabbed that one. Yeah.
No, I mean the one in the middle. They're covering the middle token.
Oh, not at the minute. No.
No.
Could he get a unit in between so that in a position to pick up the token next turn?
Well, like I said, the BSP can grab it this turn if he wants.
Yeah,
Can
he's
he
in
reach
range. Yeah, he's in range.
Because
But
he's
he has
nimble.
he's nimble, but he
He'd
can
have to give his flank up to the player, but that's it.
Yeah. They'd have to give a flank to
then
a
turn once and then move 7 or 8 so he's out of range so that he can then pick up the token next turn.
Yeah, I mean, a planer's 4 attacks. It'd be 8 attacks and
you
on
need 2 pivot
3s.
when to get around. Yeah, you're right.
But then
So,
all you have to do is you give the front to the planar and then be able to disengage and then take the token the following turn.
Yeah.
Admittedly, having put the boomers there, that's probably doing the same thing anyway. Although they're in range, they can be hit by the fiends.
Actually, because the player at the minute that can't get to the token by going directly straight, can it? I think it wanted to turn anyway.
Yeah,
So you could use the BSB to block that grab.
Yeah, the fiends on the hill holding the token can only go 10, so they can't get to the
Yeah.
boomers unless they drop the token. Which, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's solid play. Put the solid berry where he is there.
Yeah, hold them back for another
Just give
turn.
you a lot of turn 6 options.
Yeah, walk your warlock here forward, so he's also in range to grab the token next turn if he needs to.
This is one of the real strengths of ogres, isn't it? It's just everything scoring.
Everything's
And if
a
you-
token carrier.
And if you roll a 4 inches on your overrun, then your chariots pick up the token, and that's it.
Yeah, that'd be Tester.
Because you can't go more than 4 and almost 5 because you'll bump your own BSB. Yeah.
In terms of kill points, it's averaged out. So
Oh, don't go
both
forward too. Not
Oh,
too far. Not too far. Okay. Oh no.
No.
oh, it can still turn. It might still turn.
Okay.
He needs to
Yeah.
put that green light
Okay.
on the
No.
beans to make sure.
He does need to get dry knife on the fiends, but the fiends
Yeah.
are tall enough; it doesn't make a difference. Does
Yeah,
it?
you can see over.
Yeah, you don't want to. You don't want to bet the game on being able to kill an ensnaring monster on turn 6.
I think he's he putting the wall up in a place where it's 6 inches? Yeah, that's why it's so keen to be so far forward, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you just got another unit then. That's But yeah, Drain Life's in range now as well.
Yeah, of these fiends that the siege bearers, siege breakers are fighting. Yep. Doesn't really have anything to heal, but doesn't need to. It's not the worst situation to be in. Oh, don't have to heal.
Oh no, I can't heal. Oh, I didn't take any damage.
No,
Can just
terrible
do the
for
damage.
me. All right.
We haven't had any double ones so far, have we?
No.
No, we've
Had a
had a
double
couple of 3s. Had a double 6 and a couple 3s.
Hmm.
So we've had 1 double 6.
I
And
like Sab's comment of Forest Shamblers are vicious. Well, they are for the low price of 300 and whatever points of Wiltfather.
yeah, the 300 points comes with the Wilt Father. That's the thing that you know. Also, you got to defend 6 monster. Yeah, I get that. Plus, you're vicious. Oh, sweet. At least it's not like vicious with a 9-inch bubble.
Oh, interesting.
I never understood that. People, oh, you have so good horn 9-inch bubble. Like, I prefer haste. I want my Wiltfather to be charging turn 1.
Yeah, he's
It's
right.
so cool.
Yeah, the leader point is not within 6 inches, so that's okay. He didn't do any wounds anyway. All's fair. The
All
dice
right.
fixed it for us. All right, what's Nom Nom gonna do?
He's got the double one out early, didn't he? Yeah.
Hmm. What, heal 4 or 5, something like that on these boomers?
Oh, it's lightning bolting.
Oh,
He's just assuming the dead then.
I suppose it doesn't matter now, does it?
Oh, he can. Shakira can. Shakira.
Can't roll the token carrier.
Pick the token.
Yeah, you're right.
Mm,
That's a good point.
I like it. I like it a lot.
See if they remember it.
Huh.
Didn't you beat Dan Kington with because he forgot that?
Yeah. I saw him doing it. I'm like, he's not going to be able to do this. He's going to be right screwed if he does this. And then he did, and then he said, I'm going to search. I'm like, no, you can't. No, you can't. I watched you make the mistake. I've been waiting with bated breath for 10 minutes for this to
He
happen.
failed to kill the fiends.
no.
Just 9 damage.
Yeah, 9 damage and rolled a 5.
No, 10 damage. But roll 5.
10 damage,
So
rolled a
they're
5.
wavered.
They're wavered,
Yeah,
yeah.
wavered.
Plus,
Yeah.
Brutal makes that a waiver, right?
Yeah, 60 with Brittle.
Means left side units probably safe. Left side units.
Sharp chariots.
Really, really should be dead.
All right, double 2s,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
double 1s. And now the all-important overrun. 5 inches. We'll put
Yeah.
him on the token.
Got it.
Ooh.
So that'll give Matt 2.
That's a tricky one to come back from now.
Mm-hmm. All right, the Warlord on the Chariot versus the Butchers. Already have one wound on them. He's going to do, what, 3 or 4 wounds maybe? Just
Just
2?
the two. Just
Yep.
the two.
And a 4, they're fine. But at this point, it's just keep everybody off
Yeah.
Nom Nom.
I don't think he charged in there, did he, to him? Expecting to kill the Butchers.
Yep. And that'll bring us to the top of turn 6.
So, does Tom have any clever players here, or is it Hope, or can he get the Fiends into the Chariots? The ones that are currently holding the token?
Maybe.
Can back up and sidestep, potentially, with the...
No, he can't. If he needs unit.
No, it isn't to clear.
No, I don't think he can.
No.
Yeah, not without trying to get them out of the
so
way. But he can't back
withdraw.
up the full inch, so he can't get far enough away from them.
Yeah, but he can't sidestep because he's wavered.
Oh, of course.
Right. Right. Can't sidestep at all because he's wavered.
Can you actually? Would you be able to do? You won't be able to do it. And you have to. If you do withdraw, you have to withdraw an inch.
No, you don't.
Yeah, you don't. As long as you then
Can't not
say,
move doing that. I can't-
Not yet, you don't. So the intent very much was that after you've withdrawn, you then lose the ability to say you started within an inch, and you're supposed to have to follow all the usual rules.
Yeah.
But in a situation like this where you can't withdraw a full inch, you at the minute ignore that rule, and you can just do whatever the fuck you want. It was never the intention. It's a ridiculous interaction of a rule that was never meant to exist.
Right. But since he's wavered, it doesn't matter. that
It's
he
moot, yeah. I'm delighted he's wavered there, because then we don't have to get the question of somebody asking me what can we do.
Right. The answer is you should have wavered that unit. That's the answer.
Yeah,
you dick.
I'm literally onto a 7-page document now about the withdrawal rule. Of all the various permutations of when it doesn't and doesn't work, and polishing a turd, I believe, is the phrase that keeps coming to mind.
Sounds like it. All right, Tom's got 14 and a half minutes left on his clock.
I don't
I'm
think he's
sure
going
the
to do
gears
well, is he?
Well, I'm sure the gears are turning, trying to figure out if there's a way
Yeah.
to get this done. Matt's currently holding 2 tokens here in the top of turn 6. Tom's got 1. Tom's got to figure out a way to either make him drop 1 to turn this into a draw, or get 1 away from him. He doesn't really have anything other than a planar apparition that can threaten the chariots, and the planar's only got 4 attacks. So
Yeah, that would be an impressive charge. I mean, Shakira can join in that charge against
Yeah.
the chariots,
sure. Or she can try to go after Nom
doing
Nom.
the thing, but he's not allowed to do the thing.
We will find out if they remember that rule.
Yeah.
Which rule are you guys
Find
talking about?
So you can't cast an Enthrall, Windblast, or Surge on a token carrier.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Right.
I mean, they're going into there. So obviously, if there's a 7 as well, if they break that unit and there's a 7, this becomes a very different game.
Right. So is that
working
basically what is,
Yeah.
is that what Tom's doing? Basically, like trying to set up a turn 7.
I think so, and that's always the right thing to do. I think in a situation like this, if you scup it on turn 6, then you be play for the 7, don't you?
He's
Number
also
up.
got to throw that planar apparition under the bus with the chariot regiment.
Yeah, he really does.
Namagarak is 12-14, and then Sinistra or Shakira has only got 5 attacks. She's unlikely to kill him in 1 turn, right?
Yeah, she can't get him anyway.
Very unlikely.
In terms of points, they're all pretty much even after that turn. It's 1,000 points to Tom and 11-15 to Matt. So that puts them basically. Is that +2 or +3 for 2,500 points?
Let me at it. Result submission. 2500. What was their total again?
It's 1,000 for Tom and 1115 for Matt.
1,000 for Tom and 1115 are both in the +2 bucket for 2,500 points. He goes from 875 to 1374.
Killing the Boomers is going to put him into the what's that going to make? 1230. But I think what's the cut point?
1370 something? 1374, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, 1370. Yeah, you need 1375 for +3.
These games have been very close, haven't they? They really have.
Yeah. Elliot, do you know if there have been more draws this turn than you would expect?
I've not looked yet actually.
Okay.
I'll be able to say when we do it all, but it's. I mean, I always kind of intuitively guess that loot is a scenario where you can draw more often, just with the physically only being the three objectives rather than say 7 with.
Yep, there it is.
Oh yeah. It's explaining it at this stage rather
Right.
than.
Would you like to take that move back then? Uh-huh.
I mean, I still think it's the right move, because you're setting up for the 7, aren't you?
Yep.
The only thing is you'd be better off north rather than south, because if he's north, then there's no way for Nomorok to kind of evade all the charge arcs. Whereas if he goes south like he is at this point in time, Nom can just go, fuck this, and piss off.
Yeah.
He's
Sure,
not
right.
nimble though, so he's lost nimble and lost speed. Yeah.
Yeah, I can only go 5. So lose an inch. They paused the clock, possibly for that rule discussion.
And we'll completely forget about it now.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. They've got plenty of time left for the number of things they actually need to do in one turn, or probably even in 2, given that there's not going to be much. And they restarted the clock. Good for them. Okay, now he's going to send Shakira
So he's
over to
playing
try to.
the draw on 6. Yeah.
But he did back his fiends up that have the token, so he will be able to get around if there is a 7 and get it something.
I think it's a good move, Shakira, there, because what she also does is it stops the Boomers walking forward and shooting the fiends.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Because then with the rest of the Drain Life and the Lightning and everything else, you can possibly one-shot them.
I mean, if this all goes well, and he kills those chariots, he wins, doesn't he? On 6. So it's unlikely.
He does.
Crushing 1, is it 2? Yep, 2.
One.
And 3s and 2s.
Thought the planer had 4 attacks.
Yeah, I did as well.
6 for dead.
It does.
That's a
15.
waiver.
Yeah, but that's fine. Waver's not dead.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
I mean,
yeah.
Token's not passed on. Boomers
Right.
can, punch. Yeah, there's bits you can do there now, isn't there, at least?
Yeah. It's like an apparition to wish. But the
So-
Shadowhawk gets 5 extra attacks, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, let's just blow through these now. Yep.
Yeah, even with a 4.
They go straight to nerve and then
Roll it and see if it matters.
not sure what all the
Or were those vicious? Or no?
no, don't know. Anyway, brown bread. So there is a 7. Nom's going to be a bit nervous.
Yep.
He's got to do something because you can't leave them like that. They're going to have to, I think, probably advance because otherwise, if the Warlord is fine, he can tag in Nomogorok with the Warlord.
Yeah.
Get him out of both of them. And
Yeah,
again, Nom can walk off the top edge as well, so he's going to have to overrun someone. It's down to dice what happens.
Yep. Get
So
close.
Shadowhawk is just blots off all that line of sight. Not going anywhere.
Why? Hello there.
See how brave Nom is now.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, all right. And then the fiends against the siege breakers are wavered, so he just needs to figure out what to do with the planar and then do the butchers on the
Oh, I
warlord.
don't like that. Has he just made it so that Nom can get out of arc of the play now?
If he walks down, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, warlord's fine.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That I think is going to bring up bottom of 6. That's all the combats, right? We're not waiting on
Mhm.
anything else.
No, looks to be it.
What happened to the chariots? I missed this.
Wavered by Shakira and the
And a
Planar.
planar apparition. He rolled like a 9 for the nerve check.
Oh,
And Dread did
And
his
Dread.
job again.
traded again. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Dread turned it into a waiver.
So obviously, if you're praying for the game to end now.
Yep. Okay, yep, you go in there because you really want
Yep.
the boomers to get Shakira off of your...
I mean, actually, I say you're praying for the game to end, but if you do get a 7, then you've also had siege breakers that can grab that other token.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah, that'd be funny if they each just swapped a token.
Yeah. There's potentially a switcheroo here. It's a shame actually that Nom's not going to be freed up to heal those chariots.
couldn't
I
they go
suppose
into
Drain
the real
Life will do a bit
Yeah.
more to it. Yeah, because the Warlock's going to Drain Life. Probably the planar, I'd imagine.
Or the one that's
More
holding the
Fiends.
token.
Going Fiends.
Yeah, the fiends that are holding the token.
That's a big play.
Why not? You've got the Iron Standard Bearer in there. The Iron Standard Bearer does 2. The Drain Life does
Yeah.
3 or 4. You've got a shot.
Mm.
Maybe get a couple wounds back on your chariots if you get Shakira off of them, then the planar probably won't.
Yeah, I
Like,
suppose.
unless he gets a big nerve roll.
I'm more just thinking go for the softer target for the easier heals.
Yeah.
You know, it's only defense 3 is the planar.
Yeah.
You know, with my Twilight King, I've quite often just targeted really low defense stuff that you don't really care about killing just for the heal on other units.
with the DL.
Is it?
Yeah.
It might be a play that the Warlord and Chariot just pivots 90 degrees, doesn't go
Uh-huh.
in, and then Nom just walks down out of arcs.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's not nimble, remember, so he's only got 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just smack him.
It's brave.
It is brave. Turn 7. Yeah.
I think you've got to stay in there, to be honest.
Yeah, you do. You need to keep those butchers tied up for a 7. You can't risk. I suppose you. What are you gaining from doing this?
I think he's trying to get the Warlord to pick it up, but then the Shadowhawk could take your flank. So
Because Nom's not soft nerve, is he?
He is 12, 14.
It's not as
So
hard as I
3s
thought.
and 2s, you get a 6, and then all of a sudden it's like,
Oh,
Plus
the
the-
Shadowhawk can get you the flank there. Everything can get you there. Don't like that at all.
He's just trying to keep the butchers off of them, right? But why does he need to?
Unless he's not picking it up. No, yeah, he is. No. Is
Oh,
that Shadowhawk corkscrewing there, surely?
yeah, fairly
Yeah.
easy.
very
That-
little effort. Yeah.
That's a
Although
whole
you
lot.
can't get the Shadowhawk and the Butchers in, so yin yang. But
Well, yeah,
Shadowhawk
but
is doubling its attacks, still on 2s.
20 odd attacks, yeah, and 3s and 2s.
All right, so that was Drain Life,
I suppose it's the more nerve, is he thinking?
I guess.
If he
But
hasn't,
double the attacks.
he hasn't taken any damage off anybody. Don't really, oh.
Oh, he hasn't done real life.
You did, he
Oh, didn't heal anyone.
Yeah, no, he did. He did
Yeah,
4
he's
wounds
got
with Drain
damage
Life.
on him. That falls on them, he just hasn't taken it off.
Oh, but he did no wounds in combat,
Oh well.
so no nerve check. Whoops. There he goes. Now he's
'Cause
healing.
that was fairly important, actually.
Yeah,
That heal.
yeah,
Yeah.
picking up 4 wounds is big.
Yeah.
4 hits from the boomers.
Oh,
And a 10.
hang on. It still takes him out.
Yeah.
That'll still get her.
Hardy Fearless 13.
Plus brutal.
Right. Spin him around. Look at that. Units they got.
Yeah.
You know, they'll.
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
The Forest Shamblers with guns are going to charge the rear or something.
It's the thing with brutal. They only needed 6 to kill her, didn't they? You know.
Nom Nom does 1 wound. Can't
Guys,
do anything to that Shadow Hulk. Yeah, I don't know.
right then. Is that the turn 7?
That was the turn 7 roll. Here we go. Let's see what Tom can do.
What? I don't get what he did with that bloody Warlord.
Yeah, I don't understand why he passed that token off.
Is
He
that
might get away with it
is that
anyway.
a-
but yeah. I think he was just trying to. Yeah, he could.
I guess he's thinking 15-17 nerve versus 12-14.
I know, but a flank.
Yeah, but he's given
Double the attacks.
Probably hasn't seen the flank. That's the thing.
Yeah, I think he missed it.
But it's
And
very
roll for
easy.
turn 7. Roll for turn 7. Oh, he has. Oh, he has.
He's running, yeah, he's got it. Got the 4. Yeah, easy. Not even a little bit sneaking it in there. That's just
Can the fiends get out of range of the siege breakers?
No.
I don't think so.
Or they can
They can
go
only
back
go-
5. Yeah, if it's not enough.
No, they can't. They're holding the token. They can only go back 2.5.
yeah. They've got like 3.5 with the withdrawal, haven't they? So no.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to get away.
Problem. And the plane is not really going to be able to get in the way.
Yeah, they're wide enough for
Badly that way on the right.
because why have you done this? I don't get it.
Come up with a cunning plan. I will shoot myself in the foot.
It's the worst possible thing you could have done.
Never see it coming.
So we might be seeing the token swap on turn 7 that we were talking about.
Yeah,
They just trade flanks.
like
Is the
it's almost what John suggested earlier, which is turn around and reverse into his lines.
When it's coming, I can feel it.
are the fiend horde that's still alive? Are they the one with the caterpillar or strider?
Pathfinder, I think. Yeah.
Pathfinder, yeah.
Just working out for points.
So it looks like it's just looking now if there is any kind of withdraw and back away shenanigans. No.
No, not really. You just got to live. Which, I mean,
You look at Siege Breakers.
looking at Siege Breakers, you were lucky to not have to take a nerve check last turn.
Yeah.
Because
There's more Drain Life about.
I mean, he's not going to be able to block the siege breakers, is it? Because the warlock prevents that.
yeah,
Mm.
You know, he might make it so that you can't get the base being as well, just where the leader points are. But no, who cares?
Mm. Yeah, the BSB and the Warlock are doing a very good job between them of stopping him from being able to walk across, and even then he's not.
Yeah.
going over the front. Send the player back in, it's fine. We get all your hits, you're all double 6, you've got Dread. Easy. Just roll good, that's all you gotta do.
So he's looking now. If there's any way of getting the plane ass pick it up, because obviously it's nimble and bullshit.
or maybe just turning around to heal.
The chariots will run it down. We're just gonna turn and heal.
Yeah. Unless Tom is trying to drop it somewhere that the siege breakers
Yeah.
won't be able to get. Yeah.
Yeah, but then you don't have it, and you auto lose
Well.
or draw.
Or draw. You're right. You're turning a possible win into a
Yeah.
draw.
There's no benefit to denying your opponent a point. That
Right.
not in this
Right.
current.
Right. Yeah. No. I guess Matt wasn't thinking about the Shadow Hulk being able to disengage and get the flank. That's all I can figure over there.
It's foolish.
Yeah.
all I can see that he's achieved there is prevented the
The chariots.
BSB and the ogres getting in. Unless he's Rickers, but that's it.
Points wise, it's like 1,500 to Matt and 1,230 to Tom.
Pretty close.
Mm.
Yeah.
Tom's
trying to figure
still
out.
rolling lower than a 7 on his average nerve roll.
So Tom's at 3 minutes and 45, so it's going to be hilarious if he clocks out and can't roll the attack on the right.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Oh man, that would be.
He's got to pull the dice together as well. There's so many dice he needs.
If Matt's fucked up that badly, given all those fights where then doesn't get to roll the dice.
I can't believe they've used 90 minutes each as well. Bloody hell.
Nothing you can do, dude. Just turn around, heal them, just pray. I guess that's all you got to do.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know if Night Stalkers do pray, but do Night Stalkers have gods? I don't know.
They're literal boogeymen, so probably not.
I don't know.
The boogeyman, then. Surely that's their god, isn't it? You know?
The boogie god. The god of the boogie.
That's a different thing.
God of the bogeys. Yeah.
The disco god.
All right. Looks like he didn't bother healing. Just went straight to combat on the chariots.
I rolled a 5 on the nerve.
Gonna see what he can do to the.
Why are you running these
Flag
combats
guy.
first? These are important.
5 wounds. Enough. 7.
Pops him. It's 12.
Well, reroll. He's inspiring. Now is that a waiver?
Oh, is he 11-13? Is he? Oh,
Yeah, he's 11-13.
okay. That's 12.
Fairly sure.
Standard, yeah, 11-13. And Dread was too far away. So
How many points are they? I think they're awesome.
7 points for a
Yeah, they're
So-
excellent. Oh, that's brilliant.
all right. Rolling right into the butchers.
Many damage.
6 and a 6.
Yeah, that'll do.
It's 18.
Yeah.
All right. That is going
Okay,
to bring us to
Tom's
the
winning.
bottom of turn 7. Tom is now up by 1 token after Matt kind of accidentally gave one away.
Matt's going to have to be quick about whatever he does.
Yep, with less than 3 minutes.
Now, Nomenom is going to have a flank.
Yeah, Nom and the Boomerhog. I mean, he's only got 2.5 minutes to roll these things, but he doesn't have to pick the dice at least. He's just clicking 18 twice.
Yeah, I mean, all he's got to do is charge Siege Breakers up the hill, do 1 drain life, roll that 1 combat.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter what the chariots
He
do.
wins the game, yeah.
Just go now. You're as good
what
at
are you
shooting
doing?
as running combat.
What are you
You're better
doing?
at combat because you've got rules.
I guess, yeah.
Stop messing. That's all you got to do. You haven't got another
Right.
turn. Yeah. Do it.
It's fine. Do
Give
it
him
now.
time for this.
He's going to try to shoot it to death.
He's going to
Yeah.
shoot it.
Oh,
yeah.
It doesn't win him anything,
Yeah.
does it?
Charge,
He gets
charge. It doesn't matter. Charge shield break. 3 seconds.
Punch the thing.
I think
You need to get him out of the way. He was fine
Matt is
there.
clever enough. He's gonna work it out. He's just gonna maneuver things he needs to out of the way and do it. He should do.
Should do.
Stop doing things.
Oh, there
Here
you
we
go. There you go. He's in.
You got it.
He slipped in.
Oh, no.
Hmm.
There's no time for this.
12. I'm too tired for this shit.
He's too tired.
Good life, man. Make it certain.
12:15. Do it.
What are you backing up for? What are you doing? He's fine where he is.
You got 1.5. Stop it.
Mhm.
None of this matters. What are you doing?
You don't need to heal anything. It's the last turn. Just do it.
Why are you doing this to me?
This and that and this and these and those.
Oh, I've got a headache all day. Don't stop it.
What are you doing, man?
Roll
Okay,
dice
here we
quick.
go.
Here we goes. What was that? I don't even know what that was.
Drain
Yeah,
life, I'm
yeah.
guessing.
No, it's
So that's
not.
3.
No, that was Nom. There you go.
Oh, no. All right, here's the boomers.
Oh, he's got a minute. He's got a minute.
So they do.
Don't stop. Just roll.
9. He's an 11.
And if he'd have fought them, he'd have had more nom attacks and he'd got brutal.
Let's do.
Oh, come on. Don't let Tom slow count the nerve, dude. Just roll the dice.
He's not going to get to the
What?
second.
Is he dead?
I don't know. What is he waiting
Has
for?
Matt actually died?
I don't know what he's doing.
Got another 66.
There's drain life then.
Yeah.
But it don't matter because he's not going to get to roll the.
The combat that matters.
No,
There it is.
Oh, whoa.
There it is. Now he's rolling that combat.
There you go.
Just roll nerve. All right.
10, 7. There you go.
Whew!
I didn't roll for nerve.
And that's the clock.
Oh, God.
Oh my god. 3 seconds left. He's rolling nerve. What are you doing? Nope, that's time. My goodness. So an epic turn 7 token swap with 3 seconds left. Matt picks up the winning token. What the hell?
It's a good thing I really don't want to drink because right now I need one. Good thing I'm hungover.
Oh. Right.
Goodness.
What the hell is wrong with you, man?
You know, we
Why
didn't
would you
see
do that
any
to us?
double ones in that game. We didn't actually see any double ones in that game.
Wow.
That is
That-
27 rolls from Tom, and that's 34 rolls from Matt, and we didn't see a single double one.
And I believe at the time when he rolled the second nerve check to pick up the token, there were 2 or 3 seconds left on his clock.
Too, I think.
Cutting it close, aren't we?
I've
Hi,
never
guys.
so much attention to a cock in my life.
Oh,
All right,
how have you
so
done that to us, Matt?
we have no fingernails left.
You're getting your money's
No
worth.
fing- Yeah, seriously. So thanks, guys. That was definitely an exciting game, and that definitely came down to the wire. I think you had either 2 or 3 seconds left on your clock when you rolled the second nerve check to pick up the second token. Yeah. No, I think you were out of time before you even started rolling on the planer. I think literally you rolled the second nerve check on the fiends with 2 or 3 seconds left on your clock to pick up the second token.
I told Matt I wasn't going to clock him out just because it's on stream. We got to finish the game.
Yeah.
But literally, all 4 of us are watching your entire last turn 7, going, "What are you doing? Just do the siege breakers.
Boots, go get boots.
Why are you moving other units?
Kill
Just
point,
do the siege
kill point.
breakers."
Yeah, I did not
All
expect us both to use all that time. That was a
No.
tough, close game.
That was, and you guys did an epic token swap in turn 7 on opposite sides of the table. So Matt, I guess the first question we probably all have is, did you just not see the flank from the Shadow Hulk on the Warlord on the Chariot when you passed the token off in turn 6?
I didn't have a lot of choices really. I thought he was safe, but even if he, I couldn't move anywhere else because leaving it with Nomagorok was the worst chance of it staying with me. So I figured at least if I give it to the Warlord, and that was the only way I think really I could give it to the Warlord. I had been trying to back Nomagorok up and then park the Warlord in front of him, but I didn't have enough reverse to, on the withdraw. Well, not even a withdraw, it's just a back up. And I could only back up 2.5 inches.
Right.
If I could have backed up 3, then maybe I could have squeezed the Warlord in, but no. I was too close. So yeah, I missed that, but I didn't really have any other options to keep hold of the token, I don't think.
All right. Did you guys have any other questions for them?
Yeah, the very last turn when you decided to shoot the Shadowhawk rather than charge it, take the flank with Nomagorok and then charge with the butchers and the boomers, and that was a mathematically better option. Where they're going, what are you doing? Stop us! No, go fight him! Because he was not mucking about the movement. He had a minute left, and I'm going, oh, stop it! No, just go fight him, hit him.
Yeah, well, I guess it probably was mathematically, but I was pretty stressed by then. So, but it's a hindered charge, right? So it's gonna be fives and fours or
It's
shooting.
the same as your shooting, but you get brutal, and you get a flank charge from none.
No, the boomers would have been shooting better, right? Oh yeah, it's fives, bloody stealthy, yeah.
From
Yeah.
stealthy,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I should have just charged and stuck Nomogrok in the flank. You're right.
Yeah. Yeah, there were a lot of combats there that went the way they did because of either brutal or dread on both sides. I think, John, were you keeping count of that, or did we lose count?
No, I didn't know about brutal or dread. I was just keeping an eye on like the rolls he needed, and it has to be said that Tom, he didn't roll. I mean, average is going to average out, but you had less than 7.5, so you had a 6.63 in terms of average nerve rolls. So you were slightly lower, and you did lose. There was a couple of combats where you rolled like a 4 or a 5 or a 3 or something like that. That just meant that you didn't break a unit, which is the worst feeling ever, isn't it? When you've done all the damage, and you just need a 5.
Yeah.
On the siege breakers at the top left-hand corner, that was pretty big, I think.
Yeah.
Just holding you in place in the right place.
You were both. I think we counted one turn where I think the dread from the Night Stalkers got 3 units onto a waiver or a kill that wouldn't have otherwise died, and then in return, I think the ogres had 2 brutal ones which did exactly the same thing.
Yeah. Ogres do not like dread.
The entire game we played at 1 less nerve. It was great.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah. Was it turn 5, Tom? You were looking around and you were like, every ogre unit is influenced by dread at this point, or something like that.
Yeah. Everything apart from 1 was dreaded. You're like, all right, here we go.
Yep.
I think the start was really interesting, where it was all kind of just like a standoff. There was a lot of just units looking at each other, going, "What are you going to do?" Right? Whoever breaks first. But it was really interesting. There was a couple of charges that were just like YOLO charges, weren't they? You threw the goblins in, trying to take out Shakira, who never lied, and then the Berserker regiment as well just charged in, no backup whatsoever, just take on those fiends, do it, all right?
But the goblins were there just to try and ground Shakira, to stop her flying over the back and causing absolute chaos, dragging people all over the place. All I wanted to do was get a wound there, and the fact that they got wavered, that was ridiculously lucky. Tom smashed back with those units and then rolled like a 3 or something crap. And yeah, the Braves going in, I know I didn't send any backup in, but that was just to try and prevent a double charge with the fiends coming back at me with all the dread fiends. Most of the time I was just kind of trying to stop holes, like you say, and just stand off as much as I can, try and deal with the right, and then cause problems.
And you got fucking lucky with those boomer shooting, right? Taking out a bunch of horde in 1 round. Just go, I'm just going to roll 18 dice. It needs 5, so 10 hits. Boom! Take that, my friend.
Oh, actually, you rolled 2 4s and total to hit. You're like, wow, okay.
Yeah,
we got a question.
That hurt my feelings a little bit.
Sure, we got a question from Mike Grant on the comments there for Tom.
I can't. That was turn 2. I don't remember turn 2. What? Not charging when the berserkers didn't break. I don't know what he's talking about. Sorry.
I think he's talking about the berserker regiment that you double charged with. What was it? A Dread Fiend and a Shadow Hulk, maybe?
Oh yeah, I guess that was a little risky. I probably should have just sent the Dread Fiend in and just held them up, and then have the Shadow Hulk in reserve. I don't know. I thought I was going to kill it. Maybe that was a stupid decision, but I was thinking, all right, I'll just blow through this, and then be 1 level up.
Did you feel pressure from having those butcher hordes being destroyed by a lucky round of shooting?
Yeah, definitely. That changed, because I was faster than him, so he couldn't come get the tokens without me being in charge range, where he couldn't charge me back. But once that happened, I was like, okay, I just have to use the phantoms to block what I can, and then just speed up the game a little bit on the left, and then just keep it together on the right. I mean, just take shooting. If he was going to roll like that again, then I was just going to lose. But thankfully he didn't. And I actually ended up winning on that side, so that's kind of funny. That was not my plan, but anyway. Yeah,
It's just interesting that the psychological effect, isn't it? When somebody rolls like that, and you're going, "Well, I didn't expect it, but it might happen again," and you almost kind of panic in that way, don't you? We've all done it, haven't we? We've all gone, right, well, that was really impressive. Oh crap, I'm gonna have to do something now. Where you thought it was relatively safe.
yeah, but it is important not to panic. Like you see on that side, I actually ended up winning on it, even though that happened.
Mm-hmm.
So just keep it together, keep your units, instead of making desperate charges, just keep it together and see what you can do.
This is a British joke, isn't it? Tier 4 for the win, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anybody with super COVID, you've got to be on top of the bomb. Anyway.
That's going to be such a niche joke. Yeah, so today was the day that we all went up where I am from tier 3 to, it's even worse than tier 3. We're going to make up a brand new tier for you. You could be tier 4 now.
Your own special tier.
Special tier.
Yeah.
Oh, we'd be like tier 10 or something. So
I don't worry. It's the special tier that London gets, because London's got the same rates as everybody else, but they get their own special zone.
Of course.
Because London has to be special.
Yeah, and that just makes them a third of the UK, because the North are just so sparse. Anyway,
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks so much, guys, for letting us watch that game. I mean, it doesn't come any closer down to the wire than 2 or 3 seconds left on a clock for the last token to flip to the other side. So thank you for providing us with a very exciting game to watch. Very well played and very exciting game. Congrats to Matt on the win on table 3. And good luck to both of you in the remaining couple of rounds of the tournament. I'd also like to thank Tom and Elliot and John for hanging out with me and talking about the match. And I'd like to thank everybody watching us at home. Hopefully this was sufficiently entertaining for your Saturday evening. I certainly found it fun. Coming up tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. GMT or 2:30 p.m. Eastern, U.S. Eastern Standard Time, we've got Thomas Alexanderson versus Andres Lamonaco, or Andy, I think.
Andy is the easiest way to say it, I think.
And Andy's the easiest way to say it. That's what Luis told us. Yep. So that's going to be coming up tomorrow afternoon, early evening, and that'll be our last 4th round match that we're doing because it'll be Sunday and it'll be late and the round will be over. So there you go. All right. Anyway, so thanks again, everybody, for playing and for watching. It's Sunday now. There.
Yeah.
So until next time, I'm your host, Mike Adkins, saying you stay safe out there, and we will see you next time on Dash 28 Live. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Cheers.